Who remembers what happened 4 weeks ago?
Broder's slow flow was remarkable, as he gave the recap from last session.
Thank you.
Bookkeeping. We started off with the Bluecoats roughing up people on the street. Mabel was walking down the street towards them, and then Jack intercepted her and tries to pull her away. Reggie sees this happening, gets really angry because they're messing with Mabel and they're messing with people, and he comes in and just jaw-jacks the Bluecoat that's messing with the kid.
Okay.
Jaw-jacks.
Yeah, that was
Uncle Treecoat comes around and shivs one of the Bluecoats.
Yeah,
One of the Bluecoats ran away, and one of them got double-teamed by Jack and Reggie.
yeah.
Then the front of the candy shop exploded.
It was real sexy street time.
Yeah. Then the front of the candy shop exploded like our dice were doing all night. The biggest thing that happened...
Kit Kats only go so far.
The biggest thing that happened out of that was the safe was gone and it had fallen through the floor. We looked down and the material seems to have been changed and maybe even melted. And so the whole group goes down the hole. I roll 1, 2, 3 for the engagement roll, so we start in a desperate situation, follow them through the sewers, find the people who stole the safe. They thought we had a bunch of money, but they were wrong, because we're poor.
But there are some documents that are important to Uncle Treacle that, some projects you have going on.
It's still our stuff.
Yeah, and absolutely.
Right. Dr. Prost calls down a ghost into a bottle and walks out holding the bottle like a dead man's switch, basically threatening them that they'll drop the bottle. And then a cold hand touches Jack's shoulder and says, "Hi."
That's right. So, Dr. Proust, you were standing there.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Wayne has raised the notes game.
Oh.
Did you see his shit was typed?
Yeah, it was typed out.
His shit was typed!
Yep.
Because we were playing online.
Wayne, you have a free reroll to be used at any point. You can even give it away.
I'm sure I will need
there
it.
you go. Yep.
I am sure I will.
Thank
need
you,
it.
sir.
You're welcome.
So, last we left our heroes, well, if you want to call them that.
I don't think we're heroes.
No, I don't think so either. You are daring scoundrels.
Yeah.
So, last we left our daring scoundrels, they were in the sewers of Dusk Wall. And Dr. Proust was walking up to him, and he was holding a sort of a battery, an electrophasmic battery, next to a spirit vial, holding it up, threatening to smash both, which would be bad. And the spirit, the electrophasm was casting light through the spirit vial, causing all kind of weird psychedelic shit on the walls
Like a
and
kaleidoscope?
roof. Yeah, kaleidoscope of like faces and skulls and weird
You're right, I
shit.
should have got stoned.
You should have. So, the camera pulls back through the sewers, back through everything, back to the street, back to the candy shop where Mabel is sweeping. Where?
Don't do it, Joe.
I'm going to do it.
Sweet Kanye.
Here it is.
And, okay. So, where Booker walks across the street, his boots crunching glass. Who's Booker, you ask? He's you.
Oh, I'm Booker. All right.
You are Booker. Please write Booker on the name there.
I will do that.
Oh.
You are you're standing there in front of a window looking at Mabel as she is sweeping up her backs to you. So, Redour, Big Garrett is
Big Garrett.
Big Garrett's running up the street. You see Booker standing there. You see the candy shop blown open, glass everywhere on the street, and not very many people around. You also notice there's a couple of blue coats up the way. Brandon, you have been watching this unfold for a while. You saw the explosion and the fight. You're on the rooftop. You are Little Garrett.
Oh,
Nice.
And you've been watching this as your crew kind of comes to the base. Because obviously everybody heard it. So you're kind of waiting for them to come in. And Janny, You were standing beside little Garrett,
Janny,
on this rooftop. And down the street in an alleyway, I did really do that. Standing in an alleyway, Worth. I'm sorry. Yes, Worth. You dropped the man who you were punching continually into a heap.
Worth?
Worth.
Like W.
O-R-T-H.
Thank you.
So, as you guys are converging, I'm going to read you a couple of things. Booker, you're a hound. You were in the military.
Okay.
Were is the operative word here. You worked for Uncle Treacle. You did a couple of jobs for him, and you got caught. You spent some time in prison, and when you got out, you're now working for Uncle Treacle. The question is, do you blame Uncle Treacle for getting caught? Did Uncle Treacle drop the dime on you? Did he betray you? Nobody knows. Everybody is speculating. Booker knows. Uncle Treacle knows. Neither of them are talking. Booker's working for Uncle Treacle. And everybody's speculating. Big Garrett. You are Dr. Proust's nephew.
Ooh.
You were going to follow Dr. Proust into a job at sea. You thought it was a pretty good idea. He didn't so much talk it up, but he was talking about it, and you're like, yeah, I can make a pretty good living doing that. When you kind of came of age is when Dr. Proust came back. Changed and effective. And so you're like, I'm never going out to sea in my entire life. And through your relationship with Dr. Proust, you got a job working for Uncle Treacle's crew.
Okay.
Little Garrett, you are a former prostitute.
Yes.
You're a woman.
Yes.
That's not a playbook.
You're a former prostitute who basically grew sick of the life. You got sick of it, didn't want to do it anymore, and you kind of leaned on a contact that you had to get a new job. The contact you had...
Why are you cheating off his sheet?
I was looking to see what playbill he had, and I was trying not to interrupt Chad.
Okay, I was like, that's not how a role-playing game works. But
The contact you had was one of your regulars. A regular named Jack. You two are very uncomfortable in this setting now. And have a real hard time around each other. Janie, you are Alexander's sister. Alexander, you two went to the same school. You're much younger. You went to the same college. Unlike Alexander, you really did not fit well there. You hated school. And you basically spent your time, any classes you passed because you were cheating. Eventually you got caught, and you got kicked out on your ass. So you hit up your brother and say, hey, I need some work. But you are really good at stealing, like, test answers and stuff. So he said, well, oh, no, I dropped my note. And so he gave you a job. Worth? Wayne, I'm sorry I gave you a cutter. That's because you're already playing cutter. But here's the thing. Worth is in love with Mabel. Absolutely, unequivocally, hopelessly in love with Mabel. Cannot say anything about it. Does not have the ability to look her in the eye and tell her, you had one shot once, you missed it, and now you absolutely fucking hate Reggie. Oh, you hate him so much. So, you guys are arrayed. Worth is coming in around the candy shop. There's a couple of there's nobody around. Everybody seemed to have split. All the civilians seem to have split, And there's a blue coat body or two. No, there was a couple of blue coat bodies, weren't there? Or did you tell them to take them away? Because you let one of the blue coats run away. I guess you guys just left the bodies there. So there's a couple of blue coat bodies up the street. And you guys are standing in front of a sweet shop. By the way, Dan, because you're a hound, your class feature is you have a pet.
Okay.
And it's not just like, oh, nice doggo, whatever. No, this is a war animal. We've had warhounds. We've had monkeys, which is, sounds humorous at first until you give them a knife and they start fucking killing you in
Not
the dark.
until you watch them rip off somebody's face
Right.
and or testicles.
Yeah. I was thinking maybe
Can I just say how much I love Dawn for that?
Yes.
Chad has his rules of no monkeys for me because I love monkeys.
Yeah.
When I'm running a game, I can't put a monkey in it.
Mm-hmm.
So Dawn likes to, whether I'm running the game or Chad's running the game, she will find a way to have her character have an NPC monkey. Just to fuck with him. And so that's what she did in that game was she had an NPC monkey that had a knife, and it was really fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I mean, it very funny at first until you learn that the monkey is like a serial killer and racked up more kills than anybody else.
So like
ever.
monkey shines.
Yeah, it was crazy. It could be like a hunting cat, a dog, whatever you want, but no dragons or anything like that.
Right. Yeah, I was thinking maybe he's like one of those crazy people that keeps a tiger on a leash.
Absolutely. Done. So, you, fine gentlemen and ladies, are the cohort of the team. And you are standing in front of the blown out candy shop with Mabel kind of sweeping up.
I don't know how, but this is that asshole Reggie's fault.
I wouldn't have laughed, but as soon as you said blown out, I wouldn't have laughed. But Rover instantly, chuckled. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, you say that.
Yeah.
Mabel turns around and looks at you guys. I assume, have you come off the roof, or are you guys gathered? What's everyone doing right now?
Where were we before this? I mean, somebody was across the street, and
Yeah.
we're of this game, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you are playing the cohort.
Gotcha.
Just watching the street, arms folded. Just,
I come crawling down
keeping an eye on things.
down off the roof. Move your gash!
Old habits die hard. I'm walking. I'm strutting on the street. But what I'm doing is keeping an eye out for
Right.
maybe somebody's still lurking around.
Mm-hmm. It all seems pretty clear. Mabel turns around and she kind of looks up at you. She looks up. She kind of has this look on her face.
Anything I can do to help?
She looks down. She throws the broom down. Where the fuck were you guys? Those fucking idiots got into a fight with the blue coats and then they took off. They're going to ruin our whole operation here. They're going to blow it wide open. You like that dice game you're running? Yeah, the blue coats come down. They're going to blow it wide open. Uncle Treacle's going to find out. You like the numbers racket you're running? Yeah, well, that's going to get torched too. We got to do something about it. Well, what are you guys just standing around here slack-jawed for?
You said this is Mabel?
This is Mabel.
I'm going to apologize in advance to every British listener we have, because Booker, he's gray hair, not ancient, but he's an older man, maybe in his 50s.
Yeah.
Big, thick mustache.
Hammerlock.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Big, thick, like hammerlock sort of mustache. Monocle. Very somewhat, at least somewhat finely dressed. Has the look of a dashing.
So he's posh.
Yes, but think adventure from the original Lost World, the one by Arthur Conan Doyle, not the one by Michael Crichton. And he says, "My dear, perhaps now is not the time for such an extreme reaction."
No, my dear, it is time for an extreme fucking reaction. Those idiots got into a fight with the Bluecoats. They started it. They killed those Bluecoats up there are dead. And then they left.
I take out my big game rifle.
It is a big. You can't hide this.
No.
It is a bit. No,
When
which
I
is
say I
wonderful.
take out,
yeah,
yeah.
you unsling this thing. It's almost as tall as you are.
And I say, very well. When Uncle Treacle emerges, I shall kill him first.
No, you're not going to kill Uncle Treacle first. We've been over this.
You're not as angry as you thought you were.
You'd have to use the 20 load, because that big fat bastard.
Who put this daft cunt in charge?
How did I get the leftovers?
Standing advice. Mathematical, but not practical.
No.
Unless we are actually going to kill Uncle Treacle.
Let me ask you a question. Do we have some side businesses that are bringing in coin underneath Treacle's nose?
Yeah.
Yes, and we like the money because it's more money than Treacle pays us?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And what will happen when the Bluecoats decide to retaliate on the Jawbreakers and they're not here? Our legitimate businesses are going to get tossed.
Michael, I'm shocked. I'll have you know I'm not running any side businesses. I don't need to, given the amount of money I stole from Treacle.
She doesn't laugh.
I'm here simply to prove that I can make the best damn pinwheels in this city. That cult leader be damned.
Do you have a suggestion on, other than your ire, what should we do? I mean, should we go apologize to the Bluecoats? Should we go find the rest of the Jawbreakers?
Apologize
Yeah,
to the
Princess,
Bluecoats.
what
That's
should
the
we
dumbest
do?
piece of shit I ever heard. You're almost as
Okay,
dumb as Reggie.
Duchess. Here's what I want you to do.
It was rhetorical.
Rhetorical, what does that mean?
Oh, don't. You're going to be here all day with him. So, here's what we need to do. Actually, here's what you sons of bitches need to do.
You didn't know our mom.
You need... A lot of people know your mom.
Oh, dude, don't even get started about the real life anymore.
So
We all have to eat too, man. Fuck you.
that's what they told her mom. But
Some of us twice.
Oh.
Treacle said they wanted to send a message to the Bluecoats that they were in charge here.
Oh my.
Okay? Not...
That was dumb.
It was pretty stupid, but I get where he's going with it. Except, he ran for it, which means that the Bluecoats are going to come back in force. So what we need to do is we need to make sure they don't come back in fucking force.
So we need a big distraction to have them focus on something else.
We could do that. I'm open to ideas here. This isn't a dictatorship.
Well, I mean, we
Who's the dick, who's the tater?
we kick the Bluecoats while they're down, right?
You're
I mean,
the
they
dick.
they
There's no
They-
mistake. You're the
they
dick.
they just lost some, right? We press the advantage.
I like it. I'm concerned that they'll come back with so precinct 13, which is the precinct that's here.
We make this look like nothing.
Yeah.
Why is everybody always making more work for us?
Because you got to work it to make money. I thought you knew this from
Honey,
your previous
I've
life.
been working it for years.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it looks like hamburger.
Ew.
One you'll never sink your teeth into.
Ugh.
Maybe we should throw on some of those red sashes and go kill some of them.
Works for me.
Point them at the red sashes.
Sounds like a plan.
Worth?
What about those other ones?
And if it goes wrong, it
Which
blows
ones?
back on Treacle. We just fade out.
The ones that burnt down the whorehouse.
Those roller guys.
Rollers, yeah.
Rollers are fine. They're plan B. Oh, you mean pretend to be the rollers.
Yeah.
Works for me. However you guys can figure it out. Here's what I'm concerned with. Precinct 13 has a tall boy suit.
What's that?
The tall big guys with the bows and arrows that blow shit up.
That means trouble.
When you shoot them,
Yeah.
the bullets don't do anything.
Oh, yeah.
You fucking idiot.
So we're going to steal it.
Yeah!
If you want to steal it, fine, but you don't know how to use it.
We could sabotage it.
No, but then they can't use it.
I don't care what you do with it. I don't want it walking down the street blowing us up. I also want you to do something to intimidate him.
I have a crazy idea.
I love crazy ideas.
So, going with my previous concept of doubling down, let's go take out their tall boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Precinct 13, not only did you just get your asses kicked,
You lost
but
your tall boy.
You
too.
lost your tall boy on top of it. And maybe if you're smart, you don't replace it.
They can't replace it because they would have to tell Command they need a new tall boy.
Well, it
why
sounds
do
like-
you, why do you need a new tall boy? Well, we got our dicks kicked in.
Sounds like we got as well because yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Works for me.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go hunt us a tall boy. I'm sorry, I've just been stalking so many orc captains that I'm like, oh, you bitch, you're grabbable.
And as you guys are about to leave, Mabel says, you know what might be a good idea too? Why don't you find some of the families of some of the bluecoats around here? Threaten them. Make their families tell their significant others when they come home. Maybe they need to find a new line of work. It's a little too dangerous here.
A little deeper. All right.
So I'll leave the details to you guys. Well, what are you standing here for? Get to it. I want that to be the only thing. It's so fucking British.
All right, so where's the precinct house?
It is plot direction that way.
All right, cool. So then I think that we should find because obviously, I mean, it's Dustbowl, right?
Yeah.
Walls are scalable, right? We can work our
Absolutely.
way up to the rooftops and kind of do the thing, and maybe do a stakeout.
Especially,
I don't know. You're like a hunter-y guy, right?
So-
Aren't you an animal stalker? Find us a thing. You
so here's the
filthy
thing.
Fucking
Okay,
lion.
so hold on. Dan, don't fill that in.
Oh, okay.
That was a joke.
I didn't
by
know
the
if I
way.
was supposed to create a character.
No. Okay, so what we're doing here is you guys have essentially, throughout the course of the game, forgotten you had a cohort, which is easy to do.
Right.
I want to remind you guys you had a cohort. Also, when we had cohorts in the past, they were great because they had so much personality because somebody took them over. It just didn't happen this time, which is cool. So, this is why I introduced this to you guys.
Wonderful.
I'm just giving you guys a little bit, and then you guys develop like. But they're not actual characters, right? So here's the thing: you guys can have one boost, and what I mean by a boost is, you know how like Dan, you're filling in a dot like the level and stuff. Anytime throughout the course of this score, like a piece of equipment, you can fill in one dot. It could be something for roll. It could be a special ability. It could be anything you want. The equipment is on the table like normal,
Okay.
but the inside prowess, all that sort of stuff. Anytime you, like, say a guy's in front of you, he surprised you, you need to shoot him, and like you really, really, really want to be able to shoot him. Say, okay, I'm going to use my one thing, and I'm going to put it into hunt or whatever.
Okay.
Or you can say, we need to do this thing. This special ability would really help us out. Well, you know what? This character now has that special ability. They've always had it. Or maybe they brought something out in them at that point.
Okay.
Right, we know. The audience just doesn't know.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Don't tell anyone. So, also with Blades in the Dark, what I want to do is I want to raise the lethality of this game a bit. I want to start taking off the kids, but I believe you guys are like introduced to it enough, which means the actual jawbreakers, Jack, Alex, Uncle Tree, all them, hopefully, unless you guys just roll crit sixes all night long like you've been doing, you guys are going to be starting to stress yourself so you can rotate characters in and out if you choose to.
Start.
Which these guys are available if you want them. And also, or not, the cohort is there. When you guys are done with the score, we won't do a normal score like advancement and stuff. But what we're going to do, if they're successful, and if you guys survive, we're going to raise the level of your cohort by one.
Okay, cool.
Which is actually pretty significant. That's actually kind of hard to do. Actually, it takes, I believe, 2 advancements to invest in raising a cohort level. Here, you're just going to do it. All right.
Well, I say that we go immediately down to the Precinct 13, and we see what the old blue coat chaps are up to. I can perhaps create for us a distraction.
Well, we can't give them a moment to rest either.
No.
I think we've got to put this thing down, and then, actually, you know what? Let's just see how it unfolds.
See how many are there. And if there's too many, we go threaten their family, and then they go check on their family.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, where are you guys going?
Okay. I have a question for Chad.
Absolutely.
Player to Game Master.
Yes, sir.
Is there a feel you have in mind for this? Because I don't want to break your feel. Because this character could go really freaking.
I absolutely love your character.
Okay.
I love him. Make him more that.
All right. So
the whole point of this is to give personality to your guys' cohort and cement them into your mind.
So I have an idea. What I think would keep them fully distracted for however long you might need to go get this tall boy suit and to drive it out of there.
None of you know how to drive a tall boy suit.
I'm an excellent driver.
I assumed as much. An educated. Are you man or woman? I don't even.
Okay, so going around.
You guys say we need to flip these and change names.
Yep, sorry.
Because our nameplates now have our.
Oh, yeah, good
Oh,
call.
I had notes.
I had a name on this side, but it wasn't.
What was the name on the other side of that?
I think it was Gash Basher.
Gash Basher.
Yeah.
That sounds like
I actually had a note card with all this written down. And it's just
And you think of my latex fist like a cudgel?
Did you eat it? What? Oh, I had my note card that had like the names and stuff on them has. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Okay, so we have Booker is a hound and a male, ex-military, spent time in prison. Treacle may or may not have betrayed him. Booker may or may not believe he betrayed him. Booker is working for him. Everybody is assuming everything. It is literally between you and Eric. If you even want to ever deal with that or keep it a mystery, it's totally up to you guys. Big Garrett is a cutter, big, tough guy. That is Dr. Proust's nephew, who is like, wow, that sea life fucked him up. I'm not doing that ever. Little Garrett. So Garrett is your first name.
Mm-hmm.
Garrett is your last name. Garrett, you guys obviously not related.
Awesome.
Little Garrett is a woman. She's a lurk and former prostitute and former regular of what's character. Janie is a woman.
And you said that was awkward now?
It's super awkward between you guys. And you, like, how it is and why it is, it's up to you. But it's just like...
That's because Reggie likes to be pegged.
You really regret that night at the bar where you just...
It's not Reggie, it's his character, not mine.
Oh,
Yeah, it's Jack.
Jack's... Reggie does not... Who's the one that lives in whorehouses?
I can't tell them apart.
The secret that
They're
they
big palookas. Lots of
the
fun,
secret
huh?
that they know is most of the time they actually just talked.
Oh, that's like going to a bar and ordering milk.
Exactly.
I just want to be held.
And he doesn't want Jack doesn't want anybody to know that, and now she knows that, and she's in the middle of the. So that's why it's super awkward for him.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's super awkward for her.
He couldn't get it up.
Janie is a
That could
woman.
be
It's Alexander's sister.
Yeah, I've.
Both of you went to same school, and she did. Yep.
She's a tween girl.
Tween, yep. Much younger.
She was.
And then Worth, we went over. Yep.
What if he, like, asked her to marry him or something like that?
Way to make it all
Oh
happen.
my
And she
God.
was just like,
I can take you away
oh,
from this
honey,
life.
no.
Yeah.
You've got a face only a grandmother can love.
Right.
Not
Like-
even mother.
But like she sees him as like, oh, you're one of the weak kind of guys. Yes,
He's just
he's
super
the
sweet.
main muscle of the
Yeah.
group. Like, oh,
He's
shit.
super sweet kid, but he's,
Yeah.
Oh no!
You can't
He's a
tell
simp.
anyone.
He kind of is a simp, actually. Yeah.
Every game, Wayne's character has to lose half a coin to OnlyFans. And weirdly, he gains half of that half.
It evens out.
Yeah. Okay, and obviously
Man, you had to make me play the female. I've been watching too much of the nanny to play female. But she sounds like that.
Obviously, this is the cohort of the Jawbreakers, and obviously Mabel is not quite what she seems, and she's running the gang, or running the cohort as her crew, and she has you guys. She obviously isn't kicking down doors and blooding her fists, but she's the brain, and she got you guys together. She kind of manipulated all of the people in the Jawbreakers to kind of put together this crew because she wanted to run gambling operations in Treacle's territory without Treacle knowing it.
No.
Whether Treacle knows it or not, I mean, you're a spider, so that's up to you.
Does anyone know about her alter ego of being...
You guys are the only ones who know about her alter
That is
ego.
worth one consolation. He knows the real Mabel, and Reggie doesn't.
Right. So, yeah, you guys have actually set up some really successful underground gambling operations throughout this territory. And Treacle doesn't, and the Jawbreakers don't get a dime of it. So anyway, Precinct 13.
Oh my god.
What? I robbed the shit out of Treacle.
That's what involved in having money.
And I went and hid it, thinking a place he's not never going to look for. It's a legitimate investment. Then I did my dime, came out and find out that's like, it fucking worked, right? It went all Bitcoin or whatever. It went all GameStop. And like, now I'm rich as hell. And now I don't even care. This is just like...
Oh, you're just doing it for fun now.
Yeah, I'm just doing it for fun.
And to fuck with Treacle.
Yeah, exactly. To keep fucking with Treacle. So, yeah, all right. So, so you said you add equipment as you use it, correct?
Okay, well, yeah, we'll do it. We haven't done the score yet because I need to hear your guys' plans. So, before you guys do the assault, I do hear a couple of different ideas on the table.
Okay, I take out a piece of...
And you should probably do some scouting. A bit.
Yeah, that's what we're saying we wanted to do the precinct. We were going there to scope it out.
Right.
I already have an idea that I think ought to put them on the back foot.
All right, let's hear it.
Well, what I'm thinking is, you see, some years back, he'd start digging through his coat and he pulls out this
Oh my god, he's starting on the some years back thing.
the weathered, crinkled piece of paper and says, some years
You pull up a
back,
box, sit
I
down.
paid
I'm like fucking with my nails.
I paid a good sum of money to a chap well up in the up within the bobbies, whatever they call themselves, and
Yes. Don't stop.
and for enough money, I thought, what nobody looks at twice, nobody asks any questions about, is if I go walking down a street with a firearm of, such and such size, it raises so many questions and trouble and whatnot.
Yeah, what are you compensating for?
Well, jolly good point. Now, the answer is a tragically small dick.
I didn't expect him to be so forward.
I didn't see it going there.
Nobody sees it.
Me either, sweetie. Don't worry.
And
He may have flaws, but honesty, that's one of his virtues.
and I thought to myself, what could make people stop asking about the rifle? Which is why I created this leather harness. So now Biter here carries the rifle because nobody has ever asked me once, why do you have a tiger with a rifle? Oh, anyways, the point being, they gave me a permit for my tiger to carry a gun, and it's about time to get it renewed.
I mean, the date, he's pretty close on the date, too. It's about a week old.
It's real. It's a total act of corruption. Has no legal standing. But no, there's the signature on it.
Oh, no.
It's a real document. Somebody who's up the chain really did sign because I paid him a whole lot of Treacle's money.
And it's not that it's illegitimate. It just depends on who you show it to and how
Precisely.
honest they are.
And whether they're under that superior or not.
Absolutely.
Yep. He walks into the precinct with that tiger of his, and
I can find some excuse, use the loo, such and such. and catch up with the rest of you.
So you're going in there alone? And what?
No, goodness, no.
No, he's going with the tiger.
Yes, Biter's coming with me.
So you and your tiger go into the precinct, and then what?
Getting a renewal to a
This sounds like the start of a bad joke.
to a license.
Or the end of a really good one.
All right. And then when does the guy come in?
Well,
The tall
hopefully,
boy.
hopefully rather quickly. Something. You come out with the tall boy. Janet here's somewhat learned.
Yes.
So we're gonna,
Excellent.
You know how children are with technology, born playing with mommy and daddy's pulley systems.
I'm assuming that these are not that the tall boy's not an indoor sort of thing,
I
right?
can't tell if he's insane or not.
The tiger's not exactly an indoor
it is,
sort of
it is an
thing.
outdoor thing.
But-
it is about 2.5 stories tall.
But do you know how many people have ever told me, you take you and that tiger with a gun and get out of here?
But when it's in storage, it's condensed down.
When it's in storage, it's like a big backpack you can put
Yeah.
on. And actually, it's
If he's not in it, we're looking for a big backpack. If he's in it,
and the guys
we're
who
gonna see
wear
it.
it.
You mean there's an opportunity for us to find it and he's not even in it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I don't
that's
know.
fucking juicy.
Or you could stand on the street corner smoking a pipe and telling stories all day too.
If only we had a whore. That's all.
Womp womp womp.
Sorry, your mom's not here.
No, I'm serious.
I offer you a tiger with a gun and your counter plan is a whore?
No,
This is a Saturday night.
that'll get him out of the backpack.
Jenny, what's the purpose of the whore?
To get him out of the backpack.
What if it's a woman?
Same.
I don't like this fucking plan.
Let's go to the precinct, see what happens.
I don't trust anyone.
You gonna
who
listen
can
to this
fit in a
little bitch?
backpack.
You also know that these guys have to put on, they have head to toe body armor. And as much as Wayne makes Stiltman jokes, in my setting, tall boys are bad.
I don't really have anything as a
They're ultimate
core,
stealth.
like to
But they're
like,
also stealth.
get anybody to do what I want.
No, it's the
So
steampunk
lure-
equivalent of
okay,
power armor.
so-
it's awesome.
I'm all about infiltration.
Yeah, hounds are snipers, trackers, that sort of thing. We know what cutters are. Lurks are, I call them, they're rooftop operators. They're the ones who go from rooftop to rooftop. They're the ones who break into stuff. They're the ones who sneak in places.
rogues.
They're rogues.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I get it.
So, right, they can't operate this thing all the time, so you two lovely ladies sneak in there and blow it up, and we swing in and back you up if things go south.
That sounds like a great plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. We get to stand across the street and do nothing. I love it.
Yeah, put us in danger.
I would not characterize
Jeannie,
it that way, but
you gotta stand up for
what?
yourself.
You're the only ones who have dark sight goggles. You're the only ones who have a fine shadow cloak, which makes you nearly invisible.
Yeah, I saw the ghost.
the fine lockpicks. Also, as a game master, I'm going to give you guys a little hint too. What's in a police precinct besides police and their guns?
Criminal.
What would you say? Fentanyl?
Okay,
Criminal.
Not yet.
I say we stage a riot.
oh, well, all right. Sounds like everybody's going inside then.
Yeah. I'm not going to start a riot.
Well, all right then. Let's do this.
But how do we get down there?
Oh, I have it. Perhaps we come in one at a time, and when one of us has finally taken up the complete attention of the precinct, then we can send a signal so that whoever has not come in, giving us the maximum number of people, then goes down and does the heist. So I'll go in first, and if a tiger needing his firearm license registered, being the law-abiding fellow that he is,
Substandard citizen.
is not enough to draw, say, the whole station, then I'll send a signal to the next person saying, come in or don't. I just need to come up with a signal.
Exploded.
Perhaps being, I can only imagine that each of us has at least 2 handkerchiefs in our possessions.
No.
Yeah, no, I ain't got one of those.
What's silence potion?
Basically, you can splash it on somebody, and in where it's splashed, it just doesn't make any sound. That's fucking cool. Yeah, you have a big gun, doesn't make any sound. Oh my god! Somebody starts yelling, you smash it across their face. They've got glass in their face, they're screaming, nobody can hear it.
That's possibly one of the coolest things.
Right.
Yeah. There's so many things you could do with that.
Yeah. It is purposely vague for you to cheese the shit out of it.
Nice.
All right. So, to accelerate this along, we are going to Precinct 13. Unless you guys want to do anything else before you go.
No.
All right. You guys are at Precinct 13. You're standing, we'll say, like a half block away. I mean, unless you are law-abiding citizens who are merely walking in the front door.
So
I am.
just so we're clear, the idea is distraction and loot and scoot.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure I'm on board.
We need to go rooftop to rooftop.
Yeah.
So we'll say that you two are like, all right, when we get the signal, we're going to do our thing. These two shimmy up some escape ladders or fire escapes, and
It's a free run.
mm-hmm.
It
is like parkour. Like looks are the parkour rooftop to rooftop sort of thing. Right?
But you have to yell parkour. Well,
Yeah, of course, absolutely.
But you've got the stylus potion, so you just
Parkour!
All right, and so Booker and Biter are going in to take care of some business.
Yeah.
What are you two doing?
I thought we were gonna let him go in first, get them all agitated because there's a big giant, tiger in.
Yeah, we're just going to be outside, kind of super suspicious, waiting to go inside.
Okay. No, I mean you're not even like hiding. You're just like cracking.
Yeah, we're just having a cigarette or whatever the equivalent of cigarella, whatever it is that we're having a smoke outside the police station, waiting for our buddies inside because this tiger's got to get his gun license. And if you don't believe me, walk inside.
That's right.
After a few minutes, then we go in.
Are you calling me a liar, officer?
Yeah.
Okay. So, we're going to start the score. So, these are characters. They have a stress track and stuff. So, obviously, they're not your main characters, so you can damage the crap out of them. But I will take into consideration in the future, like, if you guys really fuck any of these individuals up, and the Jawbreakers have to use their cohort, they take that into account, that you all are in the hospital or whatever, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Mm-hmm. So, what we are going to do is I'm going to find the correct sheet to do the function roll. Hold on. Does this not have a cheat sheet for starting the thing?
God, way to fuck up this game.
I know, right? Oh, what an amateur.
Yeah, so that wasn't part of those sheets.
You know what?
They had
It was a page or two before that.
Maybe come to game prepared.
Have you seen my notes?
Yeah.
They're extensive for you.
It's very impressive.
You like that?
Yeah.
You like that?
Yeah, Daddy.
Yeah, I prep like a reporter and I run like a waddler. No, I'm fucking serious. That's my game mastering style. It's so true.
Oh my God, Janie, have you seen the size of his notes?
Mm-hmm. And the only thing on this note card are just the one-liners about each of the cohort characters. That's it. All right, so, and I've been thinking about this game for 4 weeks, actually. So, are we going to do an assault? Are we going to do deception? What do we think? It's social, maybe? Negotiation? Or...
Is it kind of a hybrid? Like if we are going to do an assault distraction and they're going to do maybe a steely steal if it comes to that? Do you guys think assault is appropriate or...
Yeah, and he's doing what was the other one?
This is
he's doing deception, we're doing assault, and they're doing infiltrate.
Okay.
What you think about that?
I say, middle of the road.
That doesn't help him in any way.
I'm going to go middle of the road.
I say
infiltration sound middle of the road.
Yeah.
Yeah. All
Yeah,
right.
because we're infiltrate, distraction and theft, sure.
Okay, cool. So we're just going to say multiple points of engagement here. So basically, that's just for me to kind of move the needle to where we're going to pick up the actions. That gives me an idea. That actually does. So you guys, now is when you pick your loadout. Again, not the individual items, but are you going light, medium, or heavy?
I was going to go good old normal.
Mm-hmm.
Light.
Yep.
I think normal.
Mm-hmm. You're killing orcs, man.
Right?
You
So-
slaughter fast.
So I'm gonna go heavy,
absolutely.
I don't know.
but I have
that
my
makes sense, I guess.
I have my eye on a power too. But I'm definitely going heavy load.
Okay. Yeah.
I came loaded to burr.
Yeah. That works.
I'm gonna go normal.
If you take that power, we'll just retcon it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Oh no, I see what you're saying. So now you're well, actually, I'm medium and not. Okay,
Right,
that's
right.
cool.
Okay, so engagement roll. You guys just get 1D. Who's making this roll?
Me.
Don't roll yet. Don't roll yet. No, not yet.
I caught that thing midair.
You did.
Yep.
You get 1D just for sheer luck, just for
Okay.
the audacity of the plan.
Right.
Is this operation particularly bold or daring?
Yes.
Plus 1D.
Oh, so we're doing
I concur. This is balls deep in the blue coats. I love it.
Is this operation overly complex or contingent on the...
Yes.
Kind of is, yeah. Each person has to do what.
I would almost say it's so complex. You guys are actually missing some steps too. Like, what exactly
This is one
the
extreme
signal?
or the other.
Oh, there is. Yeah.
This is either way too complex or so uncomplex and poorly planned.
Yeah.
Out of character, there's a million things we missed. In character, we're good.
It's a great plan.
Yeah, it's a
The
fantastic
points are
plan.
rattled. Let's go rattle them more. Sounds great.
So take minus 1D.
Okay.
All right. So does the plan detail expose a vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're weakest? Basically,
Well,
like
they just got out of a street brawl, so
Yeah.
But we're also attacking their headquarters, so I would kind of call that a wash.
Yeah,
Again,
because they
I
have
don't-
home turf.
I don't know. That's one of the things I dig about this game is this.
right.
Yeah.
Or if you were saying this is a straight up assault, like everybody's going heavy load, we're just well.
What if they're not
we're
really
hit-
expecting this?
Yeah, if we're hitting a coffee shop, you get plus 1D. I mean, but you're
Yeah.
hitting a police station.
Yeah.
No, they're strong against that. So, but you guys aren't doing an assault. You guys are doing this sort of manipulation infiltration thing.
Right.
Do you believe that Precinct 13 is strong or weak against that?
My thought is they seem to have been pretty confident in themselves when they came around messing with our street. They wouldn't think that anybody would be stupid enough to try to hit them on their home turf.
Word.
I don't think they're prepared for it. I think they're actually more
When read my
relaxed
mind,
at
yeah.
all.
Yeah.
Works for me. Give yourself plus 1D.
okay, we're up to 2
Get
dice.
that D.
give us that.
Is the target strong against this approach, or do they have a particular defense against this? This again is like, okay, we're assaulting the police station, and they have barriers put up. So I don't think they do.
Oh, okay. So there's no specific defense, right? It's not like there's been recent rioting and mob violence in the street. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So that's you do not remove a D. That's just a wash. It's fine.
Well, there has been, but it's been too recent for them to react to it.
Can any of your
Touche.
friends or contacts provide aid or insight on this operation? And now this can also be like a hand wave thing. Obviously, you didn't talk to anyone in the role play, but remember, it's just things happen off camera.
I do have Dharma, a blue coat, as a shady friend.
Oh shit!
Yeah. I mean, do I have to choose that person? Is that how this works? Or are they just someone that I have?
You pick one up, one down.
Yeah, you pick one is your friend and one is your rival.
I pick the same person because we keep doing dead drops. They think I'm 2 people. So I picked a spy that I'm doing dead drops with. They think I'm actually 2 people.
Nice.
And when they are really have the back of person A. I'll have to work out the details.
Oh, absolutely.
But they're out
I love
to
it.
they really hate person B.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So yeah, actually, that's a good point. Everybody pick one rival, one whatever.
So you pick Darmit as your.
I could. I just.
Well, if you pick it as the up, I'll pick Darmit as the down.
Okay.
That's always fun.
Maybe he was an old customer.
Yeah. So, and what I say is that if you're using a contact or ally in a situation like this, it puts them at risk. It gives you an extra die, puts them on the table, so to speak.
Oh, okay. No, that's clever.
Yeah.
All right, I'm taking Chad, a vicious thug.
It is not Chad.
No, it's Chael,
Oh, okay.
but it looks like Chad.
That would
It's
be
Chad
funny.
now.
It's Chad.
So I'm taking him a vicious thug, and
Yeah.
I'm saying he is
He's in.
jail right now, and he's going to be.
Is
When I
he-
try to go in to rile up and start start them fighting,
Is he a plus or minus?
Plus.
Okay.
I'm letting him free.
Okay.
That's not the third die.
Excellent. So yeah, is anyone taking anyone else?
You only get the one die.
You wanna get, can any of your friends aid? Oh yeah, take 1d plus 1d.
What happens when Shale sees that I'm there and we are enemies?
Oh, did you know that
Did
this?
you take him as enemy?
Did you know that this bullet point has a second sentence? It says, "Are there any enemies or rivals interfering with this operation?" So yes.
Yes.
Minus 1d.
So that's
Shale's a wash. Sorry, Wayne.
Damn it, Chad.
Actually, it could help us. If
Yeah,
we're looking
I mean, he's there
If
now.
we're looking to start a fight,
Yeah,
and
you
I
can start
free him,
fighting.
and he sees you, the fight's starting.
Oh yeah.
That's also a good point.
Are there any other elements you want to consider? Maybe is a lower tier. Are they a lower tier target? They're not. Maybe they're a much higher target. Well, they kind of are, but I'm going to also say that they're not really expecting this. Maybe there's a situation in the district that makes this operation more tricky, like your boss is getting into a fight and then leaving. So I think, unless you guys can think of anything else, I think we're good here.
I love it.
All right.
Dan's got his paltry 2 dice.
2 dice.
All right.
Excellent.
roll 'em.
Yep.
I love when a plan comes together.
5 is my highest.
5 is your highest. Okay. So a 1 through 3 means you start in a desperate position, and then I do the feel of it to where you guys are basically, you start in prison behind bars. But you didn't get that.
I can't imagine when this plan would have led to that. Where would this go wrong?
I gotta renew my license.
A 4 to 5 is a risky position.
Right.
So
That's standard, right?
yeah. It's not what. So yeah, it's standard because it's not what you want. It
Right.
makes it harder and more adventurous. A 6 is control. You're in charge.
Well, are you happy that we did roll 6?
Finally. Well, I mean that's going to be your 1. That's
Bastard.
your 1. That's right. So that also means now that when you do action rolls, they start in risky.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
All right.
I'm going to ask you guys one more question here.
Okay.
Ultimately speaking, in this police station, what is your goal?
To steal
Still me.
the Proud Boy or
Tall,
Tall Boy suit.
So
we'll say there's Proud Boys in the cells,
sorry, all right,
and
Good God.
where they belong. But the tall boy,
What the hell I'm thinking about is where did that come from?
Our goal is to weaken and embarrass them by taking out their tall boy.
Tall Boy, yeah.
yeah, I mean, priority 1, abscond with Tall Boy.
Yeah.
If we can't abscond, destroy
Destroy.
Tall Boy.
Every time
Right.
you say tall boy, all I can think of is we're stealing long neck.
yeah.
And also steal their beer.
That's right.
We were stealing all of their 24-ounce cans.
24 ounce cans.
All right,
Man, this is a crazy heist for some beer.
1, 2, 3, 4. So this is a 6-slice clock
Okay.
to get them. All right. So this is going to be what's called a push-pull clock. I'm not going to do another one of them finding out because you guys aren't really stealthing this shit.
No.
But what's happening is you guys are getting closer to the objectives, but when bad things happen, obstacles come up and it makes them harder to get to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the camera flies into the police station, flies past this guy with a piece of paper and a cat with a gun and gesticulating wildly. It flies past this guy who is sitting there in cuffs and looks up as the door opens and you two meet eyes and he just goes punk like that, flies past him,
Right.
down into the basement, past all these cells with these scum just rattling the cages there, and Blue Coach hitting the bars with the batons and that sort of thing. Past an old guy who's a blue coat who's just kind of nodding off sleeping, to a metal door with a big sort of lock on it with a grill window you can look through, and in that is a single tall boy backpack and a man starting to put on metal armor.
Outstanding.
Hey, if we're inside, you can't use tuba.
We'll see about that.
We'll see what happens.
Collateral damage.
Well, there is like a garage outdoor ring thing. So yeah. Actually, no. I take that back. There is not. He has to walk. He cannot extend the stealth till he gets outside. But that's not the only thing that.
If I may,
Yes,
the
sir.
explosives would damage the city.
I think that even though this isn't the most wealthy district, the investment of a tall boy would require a special kind of precinct garage, if you will, that has a crane that holds it. It's upright, right? So all he's got to do is put on the armor and then get in the thing, unhook the chain, and then he can stand in this room or go out the bay door.
I like it.
Yeah, if you get bored, feel free to eat a dick.
No, I just love the image of he's put on the thing, and there's literally a step ladder that he walks up, straps in,
Because the tall
unhooks
boy
from the
armor is
crane.
not just the legs.
Yeah.
There's an engine, right?
Right.
And there's the electrophasmic batteries they plug into it, and it like smokes. And
I
stuff.
was going to give it like a Mac, and if this sort of thing was real.
right.
Yeah, the legs are not the dangerous part.
No. The legs just are because of the
They
way.
keep him away from danger.
Yeah, they keep him away from danger when they're dealing with people like you. He's on level with the rooftops and
Right.
stuff, and then he can go down. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
All right.
Let's get our asses kicked.
There's a desk sergeant looking at you,
Okay.
going, I don't
Law-abiding
I
citizen.
don't
I
even have a,
come to
the
find out
cat's not a citizen.
Well, paperwork here from Lieutenant Willibird Manfrest says
You
otherwise.
either know I don't know if your character, if Booker notices this or not. Up to you. But the guy keeps stalling you, and he keeps going like this. He keeps holding his hand out and kind of rubbing his palm like, I'm not even sure I've got the right stamp for that. I
Okay.
mean, it might be in this drawer all the way down here, and that's a lot to bend down for.
I put the cat's gun license on the counter. I put the license that the cat's own ID, like his
Right.
ID papers.
Yes,
Like I'm assuming,
because he is a citizen,
right? Because he's a tax-paying citizen,
Right.
In his hand, along with an appropriate amount of
Grift.
Yes, yes.
There's
Some grease, yes.
some honest grift.
Yes.
Yes. So I tell you what, I want you to roll for that. I don't get a character sheet because I don't have the things memorized. Oh, here they are. Actions. So I would say you're trying to sway this guy. And obviously he is amenable to being paid off, but, are you giving him enough? You're not exactly wealthy. So is he... Well, I'm going to change it. Booker is very wealthy. It's just everything... He's just not very liquid. No, everything is just tied up in investments right now.
I've got a lot of money just tied up.
I know that guy.
It's a Bitcoin. He's got 16,000. Now he has 15,000. Now he has 17,000.
Yeah, this is great.
Now he has 12,000.
Yeah, he has 60,000.
Yeah, so I have nothing in any of the social skills.
Absolutely. Great.
So, great. So this is an untrained 1d6.
It's
2d6 take lowest.
Yep.
2d6 take the lowest.
Brutal.
Threes.
Both threes.
The threes. All right. So you're in a risky position. Things go badly. You suffer harm. A complication occurs, or you end up in a desperate position, or you lose this opportunity. So I'm going to give you a choice here. Basically, you can kind of punch out of the situation. Like this guy, you've got lunch money. This guy's asking for a dinner date in the movie.
And the Abobo to go with it.
Right. So basically, you have a choice. You can either push it into a desperate situation, and because you guys aren't going to be earning XP for desperate situation, we're just gonna magnify your results. Basically, it's like I'm just saying that the adrenaline's kicking in, and when you punch somebody, you're going to knock their fucking block off.
Okay.
In lieu of experience. So you can either push this into desperate and do something outrageous, or you can basically punch out and just say, I have to go. My associates have the filthy lucre you're looking for.
Can we just go with he takes my money, he gives me back the paper, and then pretends he never even saw me? Like he's just...
So he robbed you.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Yes. So the you're getting a complication is that for the rest of this session, you don't have any money.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, yeah. Like,
so I do not.
You
have
can't
no
pass
cash.
a bribe. You can't get lunch. Yeah.
Okay.
And so no, you think, all right, you're in. Now you can start the plan, whatever that is. And he's like, all right, thank you very much. Next. Then the door opens.
Fucking cold, man.
Bloody.
The door opens. You see him go like this, and then you see
You just can't get decent service in the Buildingshire departments.
You guys are there smoking your cigarettes. You're like trying to menace the cops who are walking back and forth, but the cops are like, the fingerprint division type stuff. And so they're like, oh shit, I'm gonna tell somebody. The door opens, and you hadn't seen him before, and your friend looks past you, and his eyes catch on fire. And he's handcuffed, and they're booking him in, and one of the blue coats has his hand on his shoulder, and in that, 3 seconds as the door is swinging shut, you just hear snap, and then the door closes.
I immediately walk in the door, and then start walking back to the jail cell with the approach of, if anybody says anything, I'm just acting like I belong.
Yep.
Walking, shoulders up. If anyone says anything, what the hell do you think you're doing? Get up there and stop him.
Roll command.
That's exactly what I was coming for.
Counterpoint.
Yeah.
I countercharge.
Excellent. I'm thinking
We're going to use this already.
excellent. I'm liking how this game's going.
I got lower.
Excellent.
I rolled a 2, I re-rolled, and got a 1.
That's the best game ever. I love it.
Well, fortunately, aren't 1 through 3 all the same anyway?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Pretty much.
Okay, so you're going to skirmish. You're going to command. So I want you to roll your skirmish. Unless you want to wreck and you're just a bull in a china shop and you're just charging through.
No, I absolutely want to skirmish, but I also, out of the adrenaline and now the anger of seeing, this rival, I absolutely want to put myself in a desperate situation to amplify my effect.
Okay.
I would also...
And remember my rule. I do not do individual situations. Anyone can go to desperate at any time, but it applies to everyone.
Oh, well, sorry, guys. So, we're shifting to desperate, and
Yes.
I would like to push myself, if I may, for an extra die, which
Sure.
will give me... I get a third die for pushing, is that right?
Yes.
And that costs me 2 stress, if I understand correctly.
Yep.
But then I get my 3 dice instead of 2. And if I succeed, my impact is amplified.
How about this? Since I rolled first, I will choose the desperate situation as my consequence for the 1 through 3. Because you can't just claim we're going to desperate until something bad happens.
Okay.
So
That's awesome.
I will give us all desperate as my thing.
Okay.
Of
Crit!
Of course.
I just want to, because it's the first one,
Yeah.
eat a dick, Jen.
Excellent. Yes. So speaking of dicks,
Don't take that delicious damage.
what are you two hoes doing? You are up. I think you said you're on the rooftops. You kind of looking down on this. All of a sudden, you see him. You see Worth walk in, and then 2.5 seconds later, you see Big Garrett charge in and take the doors with him in, and that's where you lose sight of him. What are you two doing? We'll get back to you two in a moment. And your camera again.
All right, Gurley, let's hope that these boys don't get us killed, okay?
They're going to get themselves killed.
Yeah, that's fine. As long as we're not in the crossfire, we're fine.
All right. Well, you open up the skylight and I'll drop in.
Okay.
All right. So you guys are over the garage.
Yes.
There's a skylight. It has metal bars on it, but there's a lock, a big lock. So you're gonna try and pick it.
Yeah.
All right, roll your tinker.
We should have fine lock picks there.
Yeah. Do you take those as just like part of the load?
Yeah.
Is that how that works?
Because the fine lockpicks are in italics, that means that they cost no weight. They don't count towards anything. You just have them if
okay.
you want
I
them.
love that.
I only know that because this is a little different than my other sheet.
Absolutely. Yep.
So okay.
I love the equipment mechanic of this game.
And
I
it isn't-
absolutely adore it.
And it isn't necessarily size either, because the hunter's hunting pet is in italics. The reason is they want the hunter to take the pet all the time. It's
Right.
part of the class.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Whispers.
Fine
Was
spear.
it the hook?
Oh, yeah.
It's supposed to be like a big giant thing for
Yeah.
catching a
Like
ghost.
yeah.
It's
Okay.
free.
So I always have fine pigs. I always have the silence potion.
Right.
And I always have a spirit bane charm.
Yep.
Dope. That's cool.
We don't have any italic stuff, do we?
We have Manacles and Chains, Rage Essence Vial, and the Spirit Bane Charm.
The fuck do you see that stuff?
Right there.
Oh,
On the
okay.
character sheet, brother.
Well,
There's not a dick on the character sheet.
you know
Look
what?
at
You know
it.
what? My joke is not appropriate, so I will move on.
Oh, now we're the scum.
All right. So I'm doing Tinker.
Yep.
Right.
And you're in a desperate situation.
And I don't have any
Rage
points of
essence.
anything,
You have these points here. So you have prowl and finesse. Otherwise,
alchemical,
no.
right?
You guys are the interns.
Here.
Okay.
Well, you can put a point.
You can choose. All of you have 1 point that you can put in to any one of these, or you can take one special ability.
Or I can.
Or
Oh,
yeah,
man, that sucks.
I know, right? Well, you're playing the intern. You guys shouldn't have forgotten the cohort.
What does the Fine Tool do? Is it
increases-
additional effect?
It increases the magnitude of the roll. So basically, what
doesn't give them any dice.
Now, if it said okay, so Infiltrator it says you are not affected by quality or tier when you bypass security measures.
Yep.
Would that?
So
How does that work as far
okay.
as like me rolling?
All right. So here's how we're going to set this up.
Yeah.
So it's 6 slices to get to the tall boy.
Word.
Right? So you have a fine lockpick, which means that you can get one roll is going to fill in 2 of these.
Okay.
Except that this is a big metal grate. They don't want this thing getting stolen. It's not in a tin shack.
Yeah.
So the magnitude is higher. So you need 2 successes or crit to fill in 1 slice. You already got that with your fine lockpicks.
Right.
So basically, if you succeed, you will fill in 1 slice. Whereas if you didn't have the fine lockpicks, you would need 2 successes
Okay.
to fill in 1 slice.
And if I had Infiltrator, what does that do?
Infiltrator, if you took Infiltrator, that basically ignores the fact that they have really fine defenses and stuff. You just slip past it, so when you roll, you get... I'm not going to say you get 3. We'll say you can get an extra dice.
Okay.
Or there isn't a magnitude issue. Oh, no, there's no magnitude issue, so that means now you can fill in 2 slices.
Okay.
Because you have fine lockpicks.
That's why I was confused because if fine lockpicks do that and then that does that, what's the point in taking both? But okay, so
Yeah,
I can fill in 2
Yeah,
if I had that.
right.
So I'm gonna take that.
Okay.
Yes, my idea for this character is she's like a cat burglar.
Exactly.
And like I even put like luxury as my vice.
Mhm.
I steal from rich people.
Absolutely.
The person that doesn't like me is a noble
Mhm.
because
you keep Yeah, they have shitty security. You just keep knocking them off.
Okay, so I'll take Infiltrator.
All right. So if you succeed, you're going to get 2. You're actually going to get dick is what you're going to get.
So how can I do anything to do anything special with this?
Okay.
In Vegas, yes.
So
No, I mean like push yourself or devil's bargain or whatever.
okay. So here's the thing. You should have done that first,
Okay.
but we're going to retro it.
Okay.
So this is what you rolled. You rolled 2 dice.
Yeah.
Right.
I completely forgot about pushing yourself.
Are you going to push yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. You take 2 stress.
Okay.
So is anyone going to help him?
Nope.
Yes. I love it when people play criminals. I really do.
I'm gonna drop your ass in this
Do
fucking thing.
just do your job. I'll do mine.
Listen,
Your job is to open the door.
you little bitch. I'm gonna push you off this fucking roof.
Yeah. I like to see you try.
Really, you little square?
Just do it. Hurry up.
Me taking fucking orders from a goddamn 10-year-old.
Roll 1 die. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you you go. Okay, so you got a 5. You do it, but there's a consequence. You suffer harm or serious complication, or you have a reduced effect. Okay.
What if my lockpick breaks?
No, that's not what happens.
Okay.
Because what happens is that you guys are bickering like an old married couple. And you just keep getting louder and louder.
We're bickering like Dan and Shaq.
She's just mad I have boobs and she doesn't yet.
You pop the lock. You open the thing. You open the window. I mean, this is nothing. This is literally nothing for you.
Yeah.
Except you guys are still arguing, and when you look down to jump down, you see the guy in half of his armor looking up at you, pulling a bow back. Oh. So back to you guys. You are walking in. Booker Worth is walking past you like he owns the place, but not, he's not like kicking stuff over. He's just, I mean, you know what he's doing. So he walks in, and I don't know, you might join him or not, or whatever your plan is. As you are deciding to do whatever it is you're about to do, suddenly these 2 wooden doors, which are actually pretty damn thick. I mean, it's a police station, right? Kind of metal reinforced a little bit on their hinges. Pretty old. Big ass fucking doors. You hear a yell from outside, and you see the doors bending, cracking, and coming in all at one time, and 2 doors are flying forward, and a big son of a bitch is pushing them forward as they fly off. He's walking along like it didn't happen. The Bluecoats dropping cups, what the fuck sort of stuff, and you kind of like follow the path of the train, and you see another extremely large chap, probably played some sports as a child, lifted some weights, knows his way around the hard streets of Duskwall. He has manacles that are not attached to each other by a chain. The chain somehow broke and snapped. You did hear a pop at some point. And this train, whose name is Big Garrett, is charging full speed as bits of door are flying everywhere towards another gentleman who you believe's name is Chael or Chad or Chuck or something with a C, is also charging right towards the train named Garrett. And there is a blue coat hanging on for dear life trying to stop him, who is really, you'd say, just a passenger without a ticket.
I mutter under my breath as I'm standing there by the front desk. Would help, but not legal. Good day.
The desk sergeant's just like,
I'm afraid my cat's now about a few hours out of... But in such situations, I do believe it is legal to deputize anyone.
the trains collide.
I never lay off this.
You are, and the guy just goes, hands it to you. Just stamps the paper, hands it to you. Wayne, what did you roll? I'm sorry, that it was a.
Oh, I ended up with a.
Oh, you get desperate, yeah.
I kind of had an idea of he had walked in. He's trying to do the command, move people out of the way, and the first blue coat he sees recognizes him.
Not the first blue coat you see recognizes you. Your parole officer is standing right there, and she is pissed. What? And you're like, oh fuck.
Now, in desperate position,
Yes.
I rolled a crit on my skirmish to
Absolutely.
hit the son of a bitch.
This is, the whole you tell me thing that you absolutely hate?
Yeah.
You tell me.
Oh, well,
What?
so I'm not sure if I'm going to take his power, so I'm not going to use any special ability, but I don't know. One of the things I'm unclear on mechanically,
Sure,
this
yeah,
is
yeah.
for me and for the audience, is like how the hit points of an NPC of this fashion is going to work. So
They don't have any.
all right, so all I know is that I crit from desperate position,
We got 2.
and being a skirmishy guy is my thing. And so, I mean, I would like to, if possible, I just want to fucking lay the guy out. Just burrow down, one hit, done.
Do you want... Let me ask you this. How long do you want him to be suspended in the air before he hits the ground from the force of his punch?
I just a nice parabolic arc is fine. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. You just, like, do this move where you just dodge out of the way at the last moment, and you just connect.
And if it looks like a shitty, dirty sucker punch, all the better, because the last time the two of us squared away, he kicked the shit out of me. So if I can make it dirty, that's good too.
So here's what happens. Trains are coming at each other, doors flying everywhere, Blue Coat is yelling, and you just kind of like do this quick step, like you've seen Reggie do, and you've kind of been practicing it, and you do this quick step to the right, and then you hit him in the face so hard, the roll of quarters you had in your hand explodes everywhere.
So you just hear a ching, ching.
And that's why when you go to the gun show, you buy what they call a paperweight. Because a paperweight does not break in your hand.
Right. Well, you're an intern. You just learned a lesson. You learned a valuable lesson.
I don't have paperweight money.
Right, exactly. It's all over the floor.
Paperweight money. You spit it on a roll of quarters.
Right.
Well, I'm an idiot. Well, my paperweight only cost me 2 rolls of quarters.
I look at my parole officer. Officer Ramirez, looking beautiful as always today. I heard there was some trouble around town. Thought maybe it would help my parole if I came in, saw you, see if I could do anything.
They hit. She's like, "Fuck, you're behind this," and she takes out this baton, goes like this, hits a button, and starts sparking.
Oh.
And she's coming at you.
She's got a cat.
What is Booker doing on this? I'm going to explode you guys here in a second, so don't worry.
Is the parole officer dressed as a blue coat?
Yes and no. So you know how there's...
It's a she.
She.
Yeah, I thought I saw this. That's why I said she.
So you know how there's like the fingerprint division wears uniforms, but they're different uniforms than beat cops? Same sort of thing here. She is obviously a blue coat, but not a patrol person out on the street.
Okay, so I couldn't claim ignorance not knowing who she is.
Right. All right, you think about it.
I don't think he does react. Not immediately.
All right, you're holding your action. She is about to hit you when there's a large explosion that happens. So you guys look down. He's looking up. He basically he heard you guys arguing. He was watching you pick the lock, went over to his arsenal stand, took a bow, took an arrow with this blue glowing explosive at the end, pulled it back, and as soon as you open the window, he let fly. So,
can I save Janny from taking damage?
Yes, you can. Okay. You can protect. You can face danger for a teammate, step in to suffer a consequence in their place. You may resist as normal. So, what I was going to say is, they let fly, and you guys are both going to take a harm. Basically, burned, blown up, thrown around, just completely beat up. And it would have been is maybe going to be, we'll do 2 level 1 harms. I mean, this is pretty rocking.
If I take armor, does that soak?
Yes.
Okay, well then I'll probably take armor.
So,
I took a normal
remember, this is Blaze in the Dark. So it's I don't roll dice. I'm not rolling to hit. I'm an asshole. Yeah. And I say, it hits.
Right.
You guys are broken and bleeding, bouncing off of the roof with 2 severe harm. Do you want to do something about that?
Yeah, my idea was that because I was opening it, I saw it first and pushed her out of the way.
Okay. So you are going to face the danger for your teammate. So what I want you to do is I want you to roll something appropriate. What can you convince me of here?
I've got Prowl and Finesse.
Prowl works. About unseen, traverse obstacles, climb, swim, jump, tumble, ambush with close violence, backstab, throat cutting, blackjack. Yeah, I mean, basically you do the tackle and roll sort of thing. Or you attempt to, anyway.
I roll a dice per dot, right?
Yep. Okay. Are you going to push yourself?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
I am. Is that 2 stress, right?
Yep.
So you're pushing me clear?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pushing you.
If you don't have it, this
Off
is
the roof.
a rules question because I never
No, I
thought
got
about it before. If you don't have a skill, so let's say he didn't have proud, which he does. If he pushes himself, does he then get the 1 die and not have to roll 2 and take the lowest?
Oh,
and
like
he's
it
just stuck
acts
with
as though
the 1?
it's learned.
Or does he?
Yeah. Does it act as though it's learned?
I don't know. Why don't you look that up? I'm going to guess there is a thing in there, but I'm not sure. It's never come up.
Roll a 6.
You did roll a 6.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's more likely to come up since we don't have all the extra skills.
Yep. You do it, so you don't suffer any. She takes the blast for you,
Okay.
but your ass gets tanned, right?
Yeah.
So you are taking her damage and your damage
Right.
as a single consequence. So it's a lot of damage. Do you wish to resist this?
How does that work?
So basically, there's one of 2 ways. You asked about armor.
Yeah. I went ahead and took it.
Okay, you can just say, my armor takes it. It's like getting shot in a ballistic plate. You pull the plate's shattered, but you're not dead.
Okay.
And so the armor's worthless, but you're not dead.
Okay.
And so you cross through. You can't use it again until the game. Or you say, okay, I'm going to resist it. You take 6 virtual stress. You roll a die. What do you
Oh,
roll?
you see, so like if you...
You roll.
Just like when you recover from stress, I guess?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that it was
it's,
I thought it was like picking one, either like prowess, resolve, or insight, and roll.
Yeah.
It may have been just roll 1 die. I don't remember.
Fortune roll. Resistance roll. 1 die for each attribute die. Attributes are the up and down. You reduce or avoid consequences and take 6 stress minus your highest die roll. When there is a critical, you clear stress. So basically, you can soak in armor and just take this.
I'm going to do that.
Okay.
Because we were going to the police station, that's actually why I wanted to do normal when Eric said light.
Yeah.
Because I'm older, and I guess the idea is I'm wiser, maybe.
Sure.
Like, we're going to get shot.
Right.
May I ask a rules question?
Yes, sir.
So, and this is something that, from my experience running the game, I didn't quite understand.
Yeah.
I grok you're the game master, okay, attack happens, you take D.
Yeah.
How did you determine, I did say take D, how did you determine how much damage that consequence was? Because, I mean, is there a rating for this weapon, or did it feel right for the scenario? Okay.
Just did what felt right for both what was being shot at them, which is this. It's an explosive. It's an electrophasmic explosive that these guys have, and only they have them.
Right.
And so it should be pretty major. And also the tension of the scene. Like, these two were just breaking into something. They're real, like, whereas your guys' scene, people are getting busted up and it's all crazy. So I wanted to kind of raise the stakes on them a bit and make it more dangerous.
Okay.
And it made sense because it's a dangerous weapon that got fired at them.
Right.
Okay. So what I want to do is I'm going to take the special ability Daredevil.
Okay.
And so that's when I'm in a desperate action, I get plus 1d to my roll if I take a minus 1d to resistance rolls against consequences of my actions.
Okay.
All right. Oh, wait, no. Wrong one. Not Daredevil. Take that back.
Can't I grab the Reese's Pieces?
Huh?
Can't you just...
Devil's Footsteps. That's what I was saying.
Oh, okay.
When you push yourself, choose one of the following additional benefits. So what I'm doing is I'm going to, when she pushes me out of the way, instead of pushing me back, I want her to push me, to get clear.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go down the hole using the explosion as a grenade jump. Boom!
Sure.
So I can land behind him.
So the Lurk's Devil's Footstep is the cutter's ability that allows them to take on a whole game.
Not to be trifled with.
Not to be trifled with.
Yeah.
That's their version of not to be trifled with.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
so-
super cool.
So yeah, when perform a feat of athletics that verges on the superhuman, or maneuver to confuse your enemies so they mistakenly attack each other. I'm choosing the first one. So using the explosion as a grenade jump to clear the stilt man and land behind him.
Okay.
So I still have to push myself, which gives me a stress. Is it 1 stress or 2? 2 stress.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So you choose one of the following additional benefits. Yeah, so you don't even roll You push yourself, and you're just doing that. You just do it.
Okay, so I just take the stress and I don't have to roll?
Right.
Okay.
Because you're there. Now, if you want to, like, shiv him or pull his pants down. Or...
Yes, if you push yourself for something you don't have an ability in, then you just roll the push yourself dice.
Gotcha.
Can you wait back the key look something for me? Under hound, what exactly does the fine rifle do? Fine long rifle.
All right, I'll tell you what.
It has to do with magnitude and such. So
You mark off 2 instead of 1.
yeah, or if something is of a higher magnitude that you should say you're shooting at something like 5 miles away, and I say, well, it's going to take 2 successes to fill in 1 slice. You can kind of ignore that. Anyway,
All right, so what I'll do then is I'll take a point of gear for demolition tools.
okay,
So when I do the jump, flip back behind him, and I'm going to set a charge between him and his power pack.
okay. Are you trying to like just keep him away from it? Is what you're trying to do, or are you trying to damage? I mean, if you can damage him and the thing, great. But what are you trying to?
My end goal is to make it so the suit powers down.
Okay.
So or he'll have to like jump start.
Yeah.
Like that.
You're trying to basically damage it and throw him off and get it to where because okay. Ooh, that's not good.
2s.
Did you? All right, so this is going to be the last freebie I'm giving you guys. Would you have wanted to push yourself?
I had to push myself. That's part of it.
No. So to get there, like you did the grenade jump, you get down, you do the thing, you just do it. You don't have to roll for it.
Right.
But you're gonna like the sabotaging the equipment and moving the clock. That's going to be a wreck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's going to be a wreck.
Okay.
So did you want to roll that back and not do it, or did you want to try something else? Or
Nope.
Okay.
I'll take the consequence.
Okay. Did you want to push yourself?
Yeah, I would have had to have.
So he had to push himself to use the ability.
Yeah.
Chad's asking, would you like to additionally push yourself for a extra die on the roll?
For the
I see what
roll,
you're saying.
yeah.
Okay, so would that be
Sorry, I
adding
didn't
two
mean
more?
to- No,
you got
Would
it.
that be adding 2 more stress?
That would be adding 2 more stress.
Okay.
Does anyone want to help her?
No, fuck that little bitch.
That's right.
I'll make where you can.
Yeah.
Wow! It's like a fucking explosion for her, and she's like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, fuck you."
Okay. Yeah. No. You basically you kind of leapfrog over her. Now she takes the shrapnel of the explosion and the force of it, and then you leapfrog over her and are kind of like the concussion boosts you up. You do the sort of midair tuck and roll 3-point shot right through the hole that was made in the roof, and as you're flying down, you throw out an explosive between him and the pack, knocks him on his ass, and it actually blows out the motor. Like it and shuts it down. So
Okay.
it damages it, have to be restarted. So that fills in another thing. Nice. You're halfway there to getting it, and you're actually on the floor with them. And then you perfect 10, roll, and up and hey. Ta-da! And the Russian judges are like 8.5. And you're like, motherfucker.
This communism is very... We have many score must be set aside to give to other
8.5 for the
people.
Russian judges. All right. So, back to you guys.
Ramirez.
As you say that, you get hit in the face and you take a minor harm. Oh!
I was going to try to swing.
Wham!
I am going to resist.
Okay.
And I am rolling...
By this time,
for this.
Booker, because you're a law-abiding citizen with a law-abiding cat who loves the Second Amendment very much, you notice that the bluecoats are recovering from the initial shock. They're pulling out weapons and they're organizing, and a guy in back opens it, slams the door open to the chief's office and back, whatever. And you notice that there is a bluecoat in there who is beat to shit. Now, out of character, Booker may not know this, or maybe he figures it out. This was the guy the Jawbreaker sent back as the warning. Is in there. And then the police captain is coming out, and he's starting to do the shouting and organizing. and which is getting people moving and going, which is a consequence to the group, which removes one of your pie slices, unless one of you guys wants to do something to stop that. Now,
Right. So for my resist, basically what I did, Worth is not the big, strong, giant puncher guy. He's a more agile, live fighter. And he basically does a spin around, gets behind her, and kind of whispers in her ear, "You know I'm not smart enough to do something like all of this. Come on, Ramirez. Let me help you."
give me a resist. Oh, are you?
I already rolled the resist.
Okay.
I took 2 stress.
Okay, roll me a sway.
All right, I'm going to push myself.
Okay.
Which will give me
Anybody
1
going to
dice.
help him? I mean, you're in the middle of a punch up, but maybe you could do something. You're standing there.
Yes, I'm going to create a distraction.
Yeah,
Are you creating a distraction for the general situation, or are you going to help him or him? Anything you want to do.
I don't know how I can help him without just flat out killing the person
Sure.
slapping him,
Yeah, that's
which is going to escalate things in a
Well, and it's
whole
gonna
new
step on his
direction,
plan,
Yeah.
and-
In the mind of Big Garrett, he is watching and just
And like-
pride and satisfaction.
It's happening
Everything
slow
else is
motion.
everything else is slow.
And you're just playing.
Yeah, I'm just not focused on
Right,
anything but this guy going down. Once he
you're
hits
like this,
burn,
and there's
time
this
we're-
glitter of quarters going everywhere. You're like, yeah.
I think I'm stuck with 1.
Okay.
Pictures it in his only time or whatever
3.
he's playing.
3? Okay. That is desperate. It is the worst outcome. You suffer a severe harm, a serious complication occurs. So, basically what I'm going to say is you lose the opportunity to act for the next little bit. You know, not a long time. Because you slip around her, you're like, "Oh, Ramirez, you know I'm not," as she grabs your nuts and starts squeezing them as hard as she can. Yeah.
Joke's on her. That's his key.
Words the falsetto, you never knew. So,
Oh, everyone knows that.
you are glorying in the thing, and boom, and Chael Chad Chuck hits the ground and bounces a little. You are coming down and you're ready to do something. You know, it's just like you are cocked and primed, and Booker does what?
So, and this is for real, not of his volition.
Okay.
The tiger with the gigantic rifle goes non-corporeal and starts running all over the office.
Excellent.
And Booker,
Yes.
and Booker looks on in genuine shock. He did not command him to do this. So I took Ghost Hunter with Ghost Form.
Yep.
Which is, because you pick one when you pick it. I'm assuming Ghost Form is what it says. He goes corporeal. So this tiger with a gun is now like a ghost running all over this police station.
And it's not invisible.
No,
it's
no.
like all crazy.
And I did
ghosty
not.
and- Yeah.
This is not a Proustian plan.
Right. No. If
no.
you didn't know this.
Yes. No. My cat really is not always predictable. And
No.
I'm like, oh, buddy, hell, not again. And this time he's got the gun.
Roll something.
Survey to accurately describe the situation.
Yeah.
I'm just a passive observer here.
Yeah.
I got a 3.
3. Okay.
Well, you don't think I'm responsible for this?
No. I'm going to say, okay, so you suffer a serious complication. The complication is that it's not stopping the blue coats from organizing. So you missed your opportunity to
Okay, so
solve that.
how?
But if you want to get control of your pet, you're going to have to actively, command or hunt. Or you're going to have to gain control of your pet. It's running wild.
All right, so
that's your consequence.
Okay, so you get the consequences. I don't. Okay.
Well, it can go either or. I can ask you what you think you want, or I could pitch. I say that, and if you pitch something awesome, I mean, I'm down for it.
Okay, it says ghost form.
Yeah.
How actually like a ghost is he? I'm not asking if he can possess somebody, but I mean, like,
How like a ghost do you want him to be?
could this attract the attention of an actual spirit?
Oh, I don't know about that.
Not to help me.
No.
I
yeah,
mean, just to be another problem. Like, this is everybody's problem. But would a ghost perceive... And that's what I don't know. Is like,
Right.
is ghost form just an adjective, or is he literally becoming... Is he partially shifting into the spirit realm?
He is partially... He's literally partially shifting into the spirit realm. Because I believe all classes have a spiritual power in their power set, and anyone can attune. So the whisper thing of commanding ghosts, anyone can do that. It's just the whispers are good at it, and they don't go crazy when you do it.
Yeah, because we can.
Yeah,
we have a ghost.
So you are a hunter. Let's just read what it's. Well, I mean, you have it right there. Was it? Let me see what that says.
It doesn't really say. It just says I can pick one of 3 powers. Ghost form, mind link, or arrow swift.
Well, remember, it's purposely vague. So
no, right. That's why I'm trying to ask from. I don't care if it's GM fiat or given by the book, but I just need some kind of a.
I'm gonna say
decision of.
You guys are in a desperate situation. It's not really going your way right now.
Okay.
So I think that attracting a ghost would actually really fuck you guys up right now. So we're gonna say no on that one. Because you guys don't have a way to really deal with one.
I was actually hoping the ghost would show up because I want to take the ghost punching power. But I don't have an excuse to do it if a ghost doesn't show up.
Remember, everybody has a tune. And also, so one of the abilities here is veteran. And I knew this before, but I had forgotten, and somebody on the Discord pointed it out to us, that veteran has 3 pips. It does not cost 3.
It's 1 per veteran power.
1 per veteran power, and you can start with a veteran power. But yeah, and remember, anybody can attune. Anybody can stand there and try to do something with a tune to call a ghost.
I would think it would probably attract because it's not actually.
Yeah. I'm going to say no because you fucked up the roll, and it's just running around crazy.
Okay, so yeah.
But we can try that.
Yeah.
Get control of the cat.
Yeah.
Try to do it again.
Not easy to do. He slipped his leash, and
yeah, exactly.
He's not in a listening mood.
No, he's not. He's a very naughty kid.
I'm trying to reassure all the cops, like, hold on, he'll calm down, he'll get hungry, and he'll come out of this eventually. Mm-hmm. I've got the leash ready.
I'm gonna draw a pistol and my second pistol.
So that's something that you noticed too. When I said that the blue coats are pulling out weapons, they're not pulling out truncheons. They're pulling out swords and guns.
Okay, so they're prepping to kill. Okay.
They usually... So, and that's the thing with the setting, too, is that Bluecoats, biggest gang in Duskwall, they don't shoot rubber bullets and they don't, pull out a truncheon to beat you with unless they're just trying to hurt you. They have swords and guns and they use them.
I'm going to follow suit with what Jack was doing earlier, and I'm going to try to command them as well. But I want to lean into the double pistols as some sort of tool. I am going to push myself for certain. So that's going to give me my 2 dice.
Yeah.
Well, you got a 6 there. So
I'm not going to worry about the other die. 6 critical success.
Well, all right. I say actually you could crit. So you do want to see what the other die is?
No.
Okay. So we're going to say...
I gotcha.
These guys were pulling out their weapons.
And we're still in desperate?
Yes.
Okay.
Still in desperate. So they're pulling out their weapons, but they're not at their armory, right? And these aren't they don't have the big guns.
Right.
They don't have all the stuff. This is like somebody has a pistol in the drawer, or somebody has a weapon a sword on their belt, or their belt is next to their desk, and they just sat down, that sort of thing. So everybody was not prepped, and everybody kind of somewhat has a weapon, but not quite there yet. And you have the drop on them, and you're like trying to command the room.
I'm just trying to get them to think twice.
Yes, and you made them stop, and they're thinking twice, but everybody's right on the edge.
Yeah, I gotcha.
So,
I gotcha.
And they're going to figure out you can only kill 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Until they start shooting me, and they realize I'm not invulnerable.
And momentary dead silence is interrupted by a little jingling bell as I'm trying to get back.
What are you two doing? So you are on the roof and picking yourself up, and basically you have this sort of great cloak that has these armor plates that are all shattered. You're just kind of, it's smoking and a little on fire.
So
and
I'm just
kind of,
and I like take it off.
yeah, just like this. And you have this vague notion that she jumped in the hole.
Yeah.
So what are you two doing?
Well, I'm peeking in to see what happened because I don't know.
All right, so he's in the suit.
Like partial, right? Like he's got the pants on, and he's got like maybe a plate on, kind of like the chest plate's kind of hanging. He doesn't have the arm pieces of the helmet on yet. So, and he has a bow, but he doesn't have an arrow.
Right. Okay, and I'm relatively close to him.
Oh yeah, you're real close to him, and you knocked him on his ass, and he's like picking himself up.
All right, I've got a blade or two.
Sure do.
So I just kind of roll next to him, take my knife, slice his bowstring, and then try and get behind him.
Okay.
So he can't see me.
Yeah. Roll that prowl. Sounds good to me.
A little bit of a sunder there.
Yeah.
Nice.
You don't really need this guy alive, right?
No.
Okay.
2 5s.
Wow. All right. So desperate. You do it, but you suffer a consequence. Suffer a severe harm or serious complication. You have reduced effect. So you roll around, you whip out your blade, slice his bowstring, right? Mm-hmm. And you're about to like slip around him, and then he grabs your wrist, punches you like in the gut, and so like this, and then he slams you onto the ground. And this is a big guy,
right? And
he's got you by the wrist, kind of doing the lock twist thing, and his hand is around your throat, and you don't think he's gonna arrest you. You think he might kill you.
Okay.
So what are you doing?
I go, but I'm a little girl.
They made me do it.
I'm going to try a death from above maneuver.
Wow.
So while he's got her on the ground, he's probably not thinking about what's coming from the window still. So I'm gonna
It's a death from
I'm gonna pull out a blade or two,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna come down, and I'm trying to just like I'm trying to take him out before he does any damage to her.
Okay. I would say prowl, ambush with close violence, backstab, throat cutting.
Perf.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
push this.
You gonna push
I am
him?
gonna push myself.
You gonna help him?
Yeah.
Oh my God! You're gonna help it.
I'm gonna help. Hell
You get
yeah.
another die.
Take another die.
Well, in this case, she's trying to save him. So.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he's like choking me, and I see her like dropping, and I'm like,
Oh yeah, 2 successes.
You always touch little girls like this. He's
that's a
like,
critical.
"What?
That's a
No."
critical success.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, not for me. It wasn't critical. That's an actual proper crit.
Yeah. Do we ever figure out what crits do?
Extra potency.
Extra potency.
Okay. Yeah, you deal with increased effect. So what I'm going to say is, you come down and, like I said, his chest armor he put on, but it's like kind of hanging off, and the back piece isn't fully on. And from 2 stories up, you just dive down. You're this missile of death, and you drive both daggers right into his back, and one of them breaks in his back, and you like roll off of him, and your other dagger is in him.
Yeah.
He stole your dagger. Your first one was broken, and he lets you go. He's like, like this, and he's standing up in shock and pain, and because he got a crit, I'm going to fill in 2 things. So he isn't dead. Boy, did you guys hurt him.
Get off of you, prick.
Janny, you okay?
Yeah, ma.
All right.
Oh,
I tried this the nice way.
Oh, wait a minute. What if you are Janny and Alex's mom? Because Janny's Alex's little sister. Oh shit!
All right. I tried this
Or
the
they have the
nice
same
way.
dad.
That didn't work. A couple
I
of
guess that could
blades
work.
into her side
I'm down with
while
that.
she's grabbing me.
Yeah. You were rolling the
And
top.
I am pushing myself.
Okay.
So I got 3 dice. Maybe I can actually make something happen this
You got
time.
a skirmish or what?
Oh, I'm skirmishing. This is skill.
All right.
I'm going for a kidney. It's skill. I want her dead.
Oh, no.
I'm not getting her dead with a 2.
I'm dead, but she's got my balls.
3d6. 1, 1, 2.
I mean, I don't think that's a Wayne roll. I mean, she has his balls. I mean, she's like twisted.
Plus, he got a 2 in there. That's clearly not a Wayne roll. It would have been all 3.
Yeah, that's
Or all
right.
1.
Yeah.
So far this game, I have rolled a 1, a 3, and a 2. I'm using different dice each time and keeping track of the horrible rolls.
Let me blow on him next time.
We're gonna say that you take 2 minor harms. I mean, can you guess what the harm is? I'll let you
I
figure that.
snatched your sack off.
One popped.
Fortune. I mean, there's a
like a
hernia. Yeah.
Okay, I think I gotta try to resist it.
I think. God, if only it was that easy.
I know. All right.
Oh, you didn't let me blow on him.
And I should have, because I've been taken out.
Oh, no! Oh, no!
Oh, wow.
Oh, no. I'm 1 away from being taken out. Okay. It's close.
Wow.
So you've gone from stress to trauma? Is that what's going on?
Almost.
Yeah, if I get one more stress, I'm taken out and I get a trauma.
Yep. Okay, so what happens is she is about to basically feed you your balls. And
God damn, is a parole officer? Why are we criminals?
Hey, I did my time.
Yeah, I'd become a Mormon.
I mean, there's a reason you did your time. And you have your balls. So she's about to just rip them off. You go to stab her, and
You didn't stab your parole officer?
Yeah, I tried to stab her.
tried.
Oh my god!
When you go to stab her, the knives just scrape off around her, like you didn't know she's wearing body armor, right? And it just goes like this, and so you're like this with her, and she's like, "You motherfucker!" and she just gives the big squeeze. You're like, "Nope!" and you just lift her bodily up, and then you just do an atomic slam onto the pavement, and it is just. You drop her on her ass with you on top of her, and she lets go of your balls.
And I'm just still trying to breathe.
Yeah. You do the roll. You do the roll like, ah.
That was a risky move.
She's sitting there like,
It was a desperate move.
Yeah.
that's true.
She's stunned, right? What are you two doing? Oh yeah, you're holding the thing.
I'm
hear this
trying to
behind you.
hold the room, right? So I'm
Yeah.
not gonna. I mean, if somebody basically, it's like a Tarantino film.
Right.
It's tense. It's ugly, and if somebody moves, I'm gonna make a mistake.
Yep.
Is he in the same room with you? Like,
Oh yeah.
So like everybody really just stops to like almost throw up from.
Yeah.
Because my balls hurt in
Yeah.
the real.
Yes.
A blue coat puts his gun down, puts his hand up, walks past you, and gives him a glass of water. Then he walks away, picks his gun halfway up, and resumes position.
Are you okay, big guy?
Just kind of bet.
Ian
Just
my
breathe.
tiger
Just breathe.
comes out of ghost form long enough just to give you a little kiss on the balls.
I'm so sorry. I hate this how other worlds become. All right. Something's about to happen. What are you two going to do? Tension is building.
I'm trying to get my...
I'm gonna fire. If somebody goes,
What do you have in your cheeks?
right.
Oh, okay.
So if the tension's going, and I'm like, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it,
And
boom.
Okay. So that happens. You fire. There's a blue flash in the room, and when you shoot, all of the gaslight, the electrophasmic gaslight, kind of flares along with the shot, and then dies back down to normal. And this guy, you hit him in the face, and he falls. The reason why I'm not having you roll for that is because then all hell breaks loose. Everyone is shooting. You guys are doing your thing. There were explosions and stuff, and then you hear this. I mean, it's like Mogadishu firefight in there. So, I'm going to say a couple of things here. You're down. And they're trying not to hit you. I mean, there's some sympathy there. They got,
or they put you out of your misery.
Not nut guy, not nut guy.
you are taking 2 minor harms because you are getting shot, and there's a blue coat who thinks he's a big damn hero leaping over they sort of have that rail banister thing that separates the desks from the intake. He is leaping over that with a sword that he's about to plant in you.
Okay. Now I have heavy armor, so I'm going to use one of my armor uses to deflect this. Because, as I said, I am not invulnerable, so I don't even try to stop it. I just let it fucking hit the armor, and then queue up to get him the second round.
Okay. Worth, or Booker, I'm sorry, Booker.
I've not done anything. Now, I realize these are reckless people. But I've not done anything to make it personal.
Up to this point, you are a man trying to pass a bribe. And don't get me wrong, it is good, honest grift.
Yes.
Right? This is the establishment for that. You are trying to pass a bribe to get a piece of paperwork done. You haven't done anything. There is a hail of bullets who do not give a shit
I get that. Yeah, and I'm dropping, since I'm at the front desk, I'm dropping to the floor.
Okay. You get hit.
Okay.
So you get shot. So you take 2 minor consequences as well, unless you wish to armor it out or resist it or even just take it. I mean, you could be very British about it. I mean, you're not even diving, right? It's just like
That would be undignified.
It would. So,
Just upper lip.
the Queen got shot and she didn't dive.
Could I use Hunt to see that this was coming and not be there?
So here's the thing. Think of it as an order of operations, right?
Okay.
Again, it's profoundly unfair. It is literally me telling you,
okay, so
you got hit. So the order of operations is you got hit. Now you have to resist it, take it, or do whatever.
Yeah. If you resist it, it can have never happened.
Yeah.
How do I resist it?
Okay. So what you do is, if you resist it, you take 6. We're going to call it virtual stress. So don't mark it yet.
Okay.
Right? And then you're going to roll one of the up and down ones.
Okay.
And that is going to basically, you take the highest number and subtract that many virtual stress, and then what is left over is the stress you take. So when you say, oh, can I use Hunt to kind of see it coming, then you would roll Insight and do exactly
to try
that.
And reduce my stress.
And that would be the flavor of it, is you saw it coming.
Okay.
And
that's what I'm going to do then. My highest number was a 6, so I just straight cancels out. So I just dropped to the ground, and everything around me is blowing up.
And it happened exactly like you said, too. You have been surveying the situation, the tension, but you've been in this situation before. You've been worse in prison.
Yeah.
And you hit the deck before the first bullet hit, as it whizzed over you.
Good Lord.
Good Lord. Well, that's not very sporting.
I say.
And then this one is standing not over you, but he's there.
The Welshman would start a fight like this.
He fires a shot. He kills a guy. There's a guy leaping over a banister with a sword, and the guy leaps on him, and he shoves the gun in his belly and discharges, and the guy falls flat, screaming. What are you doing?
Well, I'm not to be trifled with.
Really?
So
nice.
Everybody. I'm gonna get the knuckles out and just start throwing.
So fun. So not to be trifled with is there is a cutter's nuclear option. So not to be trifled with, basically we say he's standing there, there's 15, 20 cops. They're all armed. And he says, I want to fight them because I can take them. And I look at him and go, you're a fucking idiot. There's no way one guy can take this many armed cops. It's impossible. Except he is not to be trifled with. Which means he absolutely can take 20 armed cops and come out on top.
As long as he doesn't roll like me.
As long as he doesn't roll like me. So read me the description of not to be trifled with real quick.
Fuck bitches up.
I mean,
It says you can push yourself, which I've already marked off, my 2 stress, to do one of the following. perform a feat of physical force that verges on superhuman,
That would be like you jumping in the hole.
or me grabbing, basically shooting like an MMA, like a wrestler shooting for the legs of the tall boy to bring it down.
Right.
Which was my original plan. If we ever caught him out in the open, I was just going to like, yeah, go for the legs! But anyway, so then the other thing that you can do is engage a small gang on equal footing in close combat. So I'm going to draw my fine weapon and everybody dance.
All right. So I'm going to have you roll skirmish. Now it's different from what you did. So that allowed you to get into position and do your thing and not hurt and not roll. This allows him the ability to do the impossible, which is take on 20 armed guys at one time.
Right. All right. Now, I'm not going to push myself any further.
Okay.
So I
Is
just
anybody going to help him?
I can't.
He can't. You see, he gets the look. You saw the look in prison. You've seen it a couple of times on the street. All reason has left his mind. And he's a cocked gun. The hammer just fell and he is charging in there.
Shit.
with my fine boarding axe.
What is a boarding axe?
So, when we're on the ships, right?
Yeah.
Cutlasses, basically, they were a cleaving weapon because it's good for cutting ropes and stuff. But an axe is cheaper and easier to teach somebody to use.
Right.
So they would have a lot of guys who would just have an axe, right? So you have basically like a bill hook on the back and just an axe blade so you can cut ropes and smash belaying pins and stuff like that.
And kill like a bunch of guys.
So I just have a fine quality boarding axe.
All right.
It's the only thing I took from you from the ocean.
Yeah.
Is it just felt right.
Should pop the rage vial.
You know, it sounds like he's got this in hand.
I mean, he kind of does.
Yeah.
No, I was actually
It
going
might
to
be
say that
time
for the
for an
next
action
action.
capitalist.
Yeah.
It is.
6!
Wow.
Like I said, he's got this in hand. I'm just sitting behind the front desk, packing my pipe.
So the scene is from Booker's perspective. He hits the deck, bullets go flying. Now remember, these aren't machine guns, right? Everybody shot, but you have to ramrod, reload them, that sort of thing. So everybody shot their wad.
Yeah, my pistols are on the floor.
They're on the floor, yeah.
I don't fucking care.
Yeah. So everybody shot their wad.
You could use one.
Which is, so he saw his opening. And for your mind, it's like, okay, this is when we get into cover. This is when we start exchanging fire, just
I'm
like
a hunter.
Winter Soldier. Exactly. He throws down his pistols and he charges forward, and you're like, oh, fuck. And you're reaching down to grab a weapon, and as he's running forward, that banister rail thing I was telling you about, he rears back. He's got, as he does, he pulls this boarding axe thing out of his coat that is like engraved with something on the side. There's like writing and you can't quite read it. And he rears his big boot back and kicks this desk. Now, you expect the desk to go bonk and lift up. That's what happens when an angry person kicks the desk.
Right.
It launches 3 feet up in the air and 6 feet forward and kills 3 bluecoats. You reach past your pistol and pull out your pipe tobacco. You saw a lot of horrible things in prison, so you have no desire to see those again, and you turn your head politely the other way and light your pipe as the camera follows your gaze, and you hear the horrible sound of bones cracking, people screaming. You notice there's this gentleman you've never met before in a bloodstained blue coat shirt trying to crawl past you and then expires at your feet. And
The world is pain.
The world
hates me. Fuck this place. I'm crawling out the door.
This isn't fun anymore.
Oh.
You might have a deserter, just so you know. So, what are you two doing? This guy is like, he let you go. You're rolling and you're kind of doing the, recovering and like ready to react. You're getting up and he is in pain and hurting. And you guys are kind of like doing this thing, right? He's bleeding, he's breathing heavy, sweating, and he's like looking between you. What do you guys do?
Is he on the ground or anything?
No, he stood up. He went down on one knee and then he kind of got back up. You do know that the tall boy pilots within the Bluecoats do have a reputation for being the toughest sons of bitches, the elites. They're also the coldest blood killers. Because we're talking about there's a riot with a lot of civilians. These guys bring their explosive bows to disperse the riot.
Yes,
I mean, not on the edges, like into the...
They're super SWAT and power armor with explosive arrows.
So if we take this guy out, it's bragging rights.
Yeah.
Do you guys say that?
Yeah.
He stops. He kind of like goes like this, wipes his hand across his face, which is his hand's covered in blood because it's bleeding down his arm, and he wipes this smear of blood across his face, and he's like,
Come on, Jenny. Let's fuck this piece of shit up.
"Let's dance, bitches." And he jumps towards Janny. She's the closest one. What do you do?
I will dodge out of the way. Hopefully he'll overextend so that way little Garrett can poke him from the side.
Okay.
I might take either throwing knives or a pistol. When it says throwing knives, is that like...
Literal...
Yeah, I know, but like, a pistol's one shot. How many am I getting with throwing knives?
What does it say?
It just says throwing knives.
Throwing knives. How many do you want?
Enough.
Yeah, exactly.
So you have a
Remember,
you have a bandolier of them. You have what you need.
when things are vague, they're vague on a purpose.
Okay.
It is what makes sense to you in the story. Now, when things are very limited, like armor, say, well, they're limited on purpose for game balance.
All right.
How sturdy are the stilt suits?
Surprisingly sturdy. Now, the stilt, you're gonna find out here in a minute. Do your thing.
When your ass gets kicked out a window.
As he's going for her, I'm gonna try and throw a knife at him.
Okay.
I'm trying to slow him down as much as possible. I'm trying to keep a distance too, because this guy's hulking, right? Like, he's a big guy.
Yeah. So are you going to try and hurt him, or are you just trying to keep him off Janny?
Oh no, I'm still gonna try and hurt him.
Okay.
I'm still...
roll your... I would say that's a hunt.
Okay. I don't have one. So...
Because it's not like a backstab.
Yeah.
5. Okay.
Oh, well, no, I have to take the lowest, right?
So it'd be
Oh, it's 4.
It's 4.
Okay, which is the same thing. You do it, but you suffer severe harm or severe complication. Okay, so here's what happens. You do it, you put a knife in it, right? And it kind of through his arm, and he's like, ah! But he's still barreling towards Janny, but he kind of goes to the side a little bit, and he runs right past Janny, spins around, and slams his back into the stilt suit, which is turned off, because remember, you blew it out. And he just takes this sort of apparatus, clamps it to himself, and then he hits a button on it. When he does that, these panels come out of the thing. The engine starts slowly powering up. It's going to take a minute. You hear this like sort of whine.
Slower.
These panels, 4 panels, pop out of the suit. And they're like sort of diamond shaped, but they're flat on top. They're not pointed. And there are arms, not real human, I mean, like mechanical arms kind of coming out, and they're moving. They're moving like this. There's 2 in front and 2 in back. And he's like, oh. And he is trying to stand up as he does it. What do you guys do?
All right. So I'm going to do a flashback.
Okay.
So
You have to, you say what it is, and then I say how much stress it is.
So I've been in this. I've snuck around in here before, mostly because I know where they keep their food, like their rations, and I actually came in here and I've seen the where they keep the suit and things like that, so I know the layout pretty well, and I also know where they hide the whale oil for the lanterns and everything, like their little fuel depot. So when he turns, I drop back into where they keep the lantern oil, and I'm going to throw lantern oil on him.
Okay. So you throw the lantern oil, right? I'm not going to have you take any stress for that. Like, you just kind of fall back, and it's right there. You're in a garage anyway, and all that sort of stuff, so that's no stress. I'm also not going to give you any stress because of what's about to happen. So you throw the whale oil on him, and immediately 2 of the panels in front snap together, and the whale oil vial hits the panels, shatters, gets whale oil on there, and then they come back again. It does not seem like he is controlling it. It seems like they're moving of their own volition.
Okay.
What are you guys doing up front?
Well,
it's going to take you a bit to work through.
I'm just going to continue. I'm going to say, everybody get out, and I'm going to take my rage essence, and we're gonna light this party up. Light it up.
So you're basically like, anybody who's not down, get the fuck out. And okay, you light up. There's a handful. I mean, you have basically beat the shit out of most people here.
Yeah, Hulk is gonna smash.
So
while he's doing this, the front desk I'm behind.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna reach up with my knuckle and just on the top of the
So the guy behind the counter kind of goes around the side of the desk and peeks around.
I show him the paper. He just hands me. Larson's only covers hunting. Perhaps if you could deputize Mr. Biter, I could put him to work in here.
Are you serious?
Oh, quite.
Okay. And he gives you a stamp.
Outstanding.
So now you're deputized.
I'm having the cat go corporeal. And
okay. So remember, that was a consequence.
The cat is there.
So I want you to roll hunt to basically get the cat under control. Because remember, not a conflict account, nuts.
Can you grab that for me? 4.
Okay. You do it, but there's a consequence. Suffer severe harm. A serious complication occurs. Serious complication just occurred. And remember, serious complications do not necessarily mean a serious complication for you just because you roll bad because the GM's an asshole and is supposed to be. You are like, any of you bitches not on my dance card need to get the fuck out. And you pop the rage valve. You're just like, like this. And you turn around, you're like this. And you see Chael. And he leaps up and tackles you. You don't know how he got from his back to pointed at you in vertical. Is just a blur of anger and fists, and you two are just pounding the shit out of each other. You are going to take 1 minor harm, just because you are in between the rage.
Look out, buddy.
Between the rage essence and the punch up, and the body can only take so much.
Right. All right. 1 minor harm. Now, that is I need help, but that's no penalty, right?
You have less effect.
Oh, sorry, less effect.
Yeah. So if you do 1, like slice of a clock, you do nothing. So you're gonna have to crit or
gotcha. So
use a fine weapon.
I'm going to use my armor, my heavy armor. Excuse me. Because you get armor and heavy armor when you're using your heavy. So I'm going to use my second armor box and just ignore that hit.
Okay, yeah. So he tackles you and slams you into the ground, and then you just it's like it's not. I mean, he smashes your armor.
Is he also raged?
Yeah, that's what he did. He was laying there.
That's what was my interpretation.
Yeah,
but I just wanted to make sure.
You said any of you bitches want to dance. He woke up and he wanted to dance, so he took out Rage Vial, which he had as an injector, and injected it right into his heart.
I love it.
So he is on fire right now. So, Dan, what did you roll for to get control of your cat?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that was the consequence. Yeah. Okay, so you get control of the cat. Separate of that, the consequence is the rage. What is worth doing?
No, that's awesome.
You described the door that leads back to where the tall boy is.
Yes.
As being at like the end of a hallway past the cell. Right. Is anyone in that hallway?
I mean, the prisoners are behind the bars,
right.
And there's that old sleeping guy. I mean, if the old sleeping guy's even still there, he's not much of a threat. But yeah, no, you believe me, there is enough distraction. You can get back there with ease.
Okay, I'm going to take off towards that door and try to get into the.
He limps past you, holding his card. Oh, yeah.
I'm going to try to get into the door where the tall boy's at.
Joining the dance.
Okay,
that's great.
And the
giant hands on me.
You look through the grate. You see these two fighting this guy in partial armor. Now he is He's got literal knives sticking out. He's got blood on his face. He's got blood all over the place, and he is in the tall boy suit, but it's not extended. But he does have the armor plates out, and it seems like it's spinning up. And you're about to see what these two are going to do. The door is locked. Like the old guy was there, and you just like, boom, you just grabbed him by the lapels and slammed against the wall and threw him to the side.
Okay. I'll see if the old guy has keys.
Okay.
Try key.
Just give me a fortune roll. Give me not that bad.
It's a creaky old door.
Yeah.
Pick a trait, one of the up and down ones.
Church door sound.
Just to get enough
prowess because I'm trying different keys. 2.
And
Let me blow on these fucking dice! Come on!
Remind me before I roll.
And this isn't a desperate thing because this is just a fortune roll.
You could put him. You could put him in your rib wound and see if
it's a bad outcome. Poor fight. This guy didn't have any keys, so you're gonna have to chew through the door, or call one of these two, or I mean, you're a cutter. You could try and wreck the door, or I mean, there's a dozen different things you can do. So, Booker, you see him run down the hall. The blue coats aren't involving themselves in this fight that's going on in front of you. They're like the ones that are left are trying to pull out their wounded. The room is destroyed. Like there is not a single piece of furniture or object that is intact or not damaged.
Yeah. Fortunately, from what I understand of the technology, it's all muzzle-loaded, lock-based weapons, right? So
when they did their fuselage of fire,
there's not another.
There's not a follow-up unless they, reload.
Yeah, if we were doing Fate, I would tag the aspect smoke-filled room.
Right. Hunters actually have a special ability that allows them to shoot, instantly reload, and shoot again.
Okay. So, now that I have my cat back, I and Deputy Biter are going to go and stop him from breaking into a room.
Deputy Biter, because he doesn't have a collar, he has like a harness. He's a cat, he just slip out of the collar. You don't know exactly.
Well, I have one of those breakaway collars. I'd hate him to get hung
Oh,
on.
absolutely. No, I mean, you're not cruel.
Yeah.
He's a citizen, and you're just kind of...
Precisely.
Yeah.
He's an officer.
Yeah, he's an officer.
See, that's just it. You don't know where it came from. You don't know who gave it to him or how he got it, but he does have a badge on his collar.
No. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm going to go back and say, pardon me, sir? Dave? What's the matter here?
Supposed to be back there. Door's locked.
Oh, very good. Quite right. Let me see if I can go get the keys from the desk.
Okay.
All this chaos, and I'm just walking right back and forth through it, like nothing else is happening. We've got the Bane versus Bane fight here.
Instead of the keys. I'm such a silly chap. And then you go, yeah, okay, roll hunt. I mean, because hunt is your thing, but it's also about gathering information, movement. So that's
three and a 3 is my
or survey. Yeah, I mean whatever.
3 was my top roll.
So that's the worst outcome.
Mm-hmm.
You suffer severe harm.
Oh no.
The thing about the huge Bane versus Hulk crazy.
So severe harm is if I can't figure out a way out of it, which I don't have.
That was awesome because you mixed universes on top of it.
Right? So I just want to put an X here with less effect, or what do I do here?
So here's the harm is that the fight is not contained. I mean, these lads are literally throwing each other through walls. They're picking up desks. It is absolute chaos in there, and you just get caught up in the middle of it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that one of them turns around and punches you and knocks your block off, but yeah, I mean, you take an elbow to the chest or some. I mean, you don't even know.
Yeah,
basically,
to the head. Who knows?
You just get a little too close and you get hit. So you take, we're going to say 2 harm, so the 2 bottom ones.
So the 2 bottom
which
ones.
you can resist or have your armor soak.
I don't have any armor, and
you should.
Well, I can.
You can. It's up to you.
Yeah.
What's your loadout? Did you say heavy, light, medium, heavy?
No, I took normal.
No.
Almost enough to cover some armor.
So, yeah, I mean, how many more items do you have left?
Okay, well, hold on. Let me erase, because I know you're not supposed to.
You don't take them. This is exactly why.
Like you're ahead. Yep. So, yeah, I need to erase some shit. So, okay, I do have enough points left of things I've not claimed that I could take. I can't take heavy armor, but I could take basic armor.
Yeah.
So I can at least eat one of those.
The only difference between basic and heavy armor is that you use the basic armor first, use the heavy armor second. It's just a second usage of it.
Okay, so now the 2 dots there, is that just its weight? That's not its...
Yeah.
So it only blocks 1 of the 2 harm?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll take 1 of the 2 harm off that, and I'll actually withstand.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'll actually just eat the other one and just...
Where is armor? Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Okay, so 1 went to armor, 1 went to me.
No. You knock through both blocks of the armor.
No, I thought armor only had 1 block.
No. So
it soaks 2.
It soaks 2.
Oh.
It counts as 2 items, and you just the chair that hit you instead of going through you hits the armor, breaks the armor.
Gotcha. So the armor. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought. I hate to be pedantic, but I thought that the multiple blocks was the amount of load it takes, and then over here under healing there is an armor use.
Yeah.
So I thought an armor use blocked the whole hit, and that's why you only get 1 use for standard armor and a second use
for the
heavy armor.
Right.
That basically,
you
only get 2 uses of armor if you carry heavy armor.
If you invest in
That's
5 points.
So the
So is it 5? Or, I assumed it was just 3. It was 2 for standard armor and 3 for heavy armor.
Yeah. So when you use 2 load for armor,
you get 1.
You get 1 freebie. Chad, I'm not taking this consequence.
Right.
When I have the second cannonball hits you in the face.
Right. If I have heavy armor.
I don't know if you have heavy armor or not. The cannonball comes to your face. You have enough load to buy heavy armor if you want, and you say, no, I'm going to check 3 and say he took the heavy armor.
I think I misunderstood how it worked then.
Yeah, I mean that's how I understand it. Whether it's 1 harm or 2 harm coming,
the
armor negates.
Yeah, it's just gone.
Okay, so the armor just eats 1 full hit.
Yeah,
right.
Whether it's a mouse bite or a whale falling on you, and then it's gone. Okay, okay. So then I'll take the. I do have the slots, so I'll take the armor. So it just went to armor.
It's cool.
So the armor's gone, but that's it.
And you guys have 2 slices left to get the tall. Pardon me, you get the tall book. All right, so what'd you roll? 2? Oh yeah, worst outcome.
Yeah, and I just took
basically you're running back for the keys, and like some office furniture hits you, knocks you against the wall, and you're like, oh jeez, and you get up and you pull the ballistic plate out that's all in shatters and sort of carry on, very British-like. So who wants to go? Who wants to do something?
I would like to not to be trifled with, and if I can, I would like to just extricate Chael from the encounter. So my feat of obscene strength is to literally just through a hole in the wall, through a window, through whatever, but basically through a locked door.
So
I want to just throw him like a battering ram. So, and this may not extricate him from the encounter because I would rather destroy the door.
Okay. So the goal is to destroy the door with Chael.
Yeah,
now you have reduced effect
with Chael.
Yeah. Now Chael is not a fine weapon.
Right. No,
there's nothing fine about it.
Gotcha. Here's the question.
Yeah.
So it says I can perform a physical form a feat of physical force that verges on superhuman.
So that's what I did with Eric, where we were like, you don't even have to roll, you spin it, you do it.
That's what I'm. So that's exactly what I want to do. I don't want to pick up dice.
But we're not going to kill Chael.
No. Chael is just through the door.
Yeah, you're going to fuck him up.
I want to kill the door.
Door. Okay, you spin the stress.
Yes.
You're dancing with Chael.
And I look exhausted. It is only rage venom that is keeping me ambulatory.
So to answer your armor cost question, if you take the heavy armor, it's 3 additional over what you've already paid for the regular armor.
Then heavy armor is fucking useless. There's no way heavy armor is worth 5
points.
That's
insane. Unless you're going to... Because remember, you don't buy it until you need it.
Right.
So...
You're basically saying I'm going to take 3 of my load is now going to protect me from this.
Now let's say you said we could change loads, like if we were normal, then we're like, never mind, I'm heavy. As long as that hasn't come into play.
You pick the load beforehand, and you can't just say
I hardly ever use anything from my load. Heavy armor for me has always been.
But before the thing, I mean that's the thing. Like say you guys are running away. Mm-hmm. Let's say they're chasing you, you're running away. I'll ask who has a light load. Well, the guys who raise their hand and have a light load, I'm not even making them roll. You guys are ghosts. Right. Okay, who has the heavy load? Well, do your friends with the light load have bail money? I mean, that's the real question here.
No.
So, anyway, Chael and the door. Big Garrett does not look good. You guys can hear this, but you two are focused. You two obviously see all of what's going on. Like he said, he's running on rage and anger, and you are not, you didn't fight and didn't take damage. You've taken a phenomenal amount of punishment. You're bruised, you're broken, you're bleeding. You have somebody's paper letter opener sticking out of your leg. You have, this finger here is bent backwards. You don't even notice it, right?
And yet you still look better than me.
Right.
Who has no blood and no cuts.
So hot.
So you basically you take Chael, and you're like, coming through! And you just slam him against the door. And then you slam him against the door. And then you slam, and he puts his hands out, he's like, stop! And you stop. And he turns around. Did you just try to open the door yet? Is it even locked? Then he turns around and he just opens the fucking door. He's like, you two idiots! I'm out! I hope you get fucked! I hope you get syphilis! You piece of shit! And he's like missing it too. And he's just like, God damn it! And he just walks out. You hear him down the block just cussing and cursing your very name. The door's open.
Excuse me, smoker's cough.
All right. Before the door opens, though, you two are faced with a certain issue. What do you do? But the armor plates are covered in electrophasmic whale oil. They're kind of like popping and sizzling as this blue shit roils down a bit.
It's sloughing off like your ejaculate on your latex.
I mean, you have to be proud of him that he was able to refrain so long.
It's sticky.
All right. Sloughing ejaculate from latex is not on the list.
I mean, he's not wrong. He is not wrong.
None of us thought of it.
No. Thank God.
All right, I'm going to use my last equipment dot for fine shadow cloak, and I'm going to dive into some cover. And
That's exactly what I was gonna do. I was gonna try to, because we gotta stay the fuck away from him now. Like, clearly we can't hit him with anything, and that's actually my last load too. So.
Okay, these two blow their load.
Yes, we did.
All right. So
You're
what
gonna
happens
peel the
is,
ejaculate.
Jail, you guys hear the scream, and you look. I mean, you probably don't even notice. You're all "Rah!" Right. Jail screams. He just it slaps you. Stops you just for that moment, so he can do his thing and open the door. And you see these two. They're they got the knives out. They got they're doing this sort of thing, and they're kind of circling each other. And this guy is like trying to get the backpack off of its mount that is where they have it just set to work on it, but it isn't quite spun up yet, and he doesn't quite have his armor on because it's actually a power suit in a way, and he can't quite get it up, so he can't quite get to them, but they can't. It's a daytime, right? And
There's a lot of guys with that problem.
so the door opens, and then these two look at each other, and they just pull something out of their backpacks, and they pull it. You're probably like really fucking high on this super adrenaline cocaine stuff you just picked. These two pull
Super adrenaline cocaine sounds fucking amazing.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
not
gotta
gonna lie.
be.
That's just PCP.
It's got to be because these guys pull out literal shadows. Like, it's liquid shadows that they just whip out and around. It's not like a veil or a cloak. It is, like I said, it's almost liquid, and it's just this darkness and light shadow that they kind of whip around themselves, and it swirls around themselves. And the room itself, the electrophasmic lights, start to flicker when they do this, and the lights in the room go dimmer.
Oh, that's cool.
And they are just, you can't make out where they are.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Which actually, Big Garrett doesn't think it's cool. It makes him so mad. Everything makes him mad.
Okay, question about these plates that kind of move around. They move around for anything that's coming in. If something comes up to it slowly, do they move to block it?
I don't know. Are you a tinker?
No. I just...
You can try and roll your tinker.
The slow blade penetrates.
No, I'm just going to try. I'm just going to try to...
I'm not in the mood, Gertie. Mood is for cattle and love play.
What are... Like, his hands aren't restrained or anything, right?
Whose?
The guy that's in the suit.
Correct. Yeah, no.
Yeah, so he can still move his hands.
Yeah.
But does he have a weapon in him or anything?
No. That was the thing, is that these guys can't...
He's got a couple weapons in him.
Yeah. I mean, he can pull a knife. He can pull her knife out. Yeah, that was the thing. The situation is these two had basically spent everything they got to get to this point in the situation. He can't get to them. They can't get... He can't get to them. They can't get to him.
Okay.
Now...
I'm going to walk
and so they disappear.
straight up, very, very slowly, trying to walk past and see if the things slam in front of me to block me. And I'm not making any fast moves. I'm just walking straight up and reaching my hands in for his neck.
Okay, you can try that.
I feel like he's really going to put your fucking arms off.
What is Rage Monster doing?
Yeah.
So,
Rage Monster would move before me, I would assume.
So shadow disappear, Chael gone.
And the lighting just didn't go dimmer. It got like weird, right? It got this weird shadowy, like the light isn't casting shadows properly, and it's just like
Right. So the conditions I have are cannot distinguish friend from foe and won't stop until they're broken.
Can't stop.
Yeah. So
I'm really glad we're invisible right now.
I charge the thing.
Okay. You charge the thing. You've got this great plan, Worth.
Yeah.
It is actually a really good plan. I was curious how it was going to turn out, Well, now we're never going to know.
It might turn out really well because if the things are moving to block him,
Yeah,
then they
that's
can't
true.
stop
I mean,
moving.
he might get his ass kicked.
So I barrel toward the thing, right? Like I'm going to try to mount it.
What is Booker and Deputy Bitey doing?
A biter. How many? How many?
Oh, I apologize.
Thank you. How many blue coats are even left alive upstairs?
So here's what I'm saying with the blue coat thing: is his distraction was beyond a distraction. It is just wrecked. It's just chaos, destroyed, and people are pulling their wounded out. When the two went to fight, it just took it beyond. Like everybody was sort of fleeing for their life, sort of thing. I mean, even look at Booker, right? He was fine and it was great, and even he got caught in the crossfire.
Can we go back and re-record that Fear the Boot episode about the things we did like about remote play and have Broner's flatulence and be added to that list?
Dude, I'm so happy to be gaming in real life with other human beings. But those grapes, man, there's something that there's an
Who the fuck
enzyme.
gets gas from grapes?
So
All that fiber.
You're not
supposed
what
to eat
happens
the
is
spring.
as you grow up, as you develop, you eat certain foods, and your body develops enzymes to digest the foods that you're used to.
He's not going to succeed on this charge.
I did not eat a lot of grapes as a kid, and so
This guy's
now
gonna eat a
vegetables, things like that I eat now. I don't have the appropriate enzymes to digest them properly, so it gives me flatulence.
All right, Captain Ass. I wanted you to roll some dice.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, this is great. I have
So there's 2 slots here.
okay, I have skirmish.
Right, you have skirmish, but you're also doing less effect. Too.
Yes, this is great.
So you need to figure out a
This
way
is great.
to increase the magnitude of what you're doing.
I need help.
Yeah, you need help.
You have
So
a fine weapon.
you have a fine
I
weapon.
do have a fine
I'll
weapon.
assist.
Awesome. So I have an assist from the shadows
Okay.
and a fine
resist
weapon.
it anymore.
I'm bringing in the boarding axe.
Okay. You need to succeed here.
All right. So then the assist from
The assist gives you
Janie
1 die.
Gives me 1 die.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Can you get more than one assist?
Okay, so the assist, you can also say instead of a die, it increases your magnitude.
Can you have somebody do that too?
No.
So-
you can only take, yeah. So you can't
Forgive
have
me-
the team burn
Forgive me
their
from
stress.
sounding munchkin-y, but
Yeah.
we've got a pie slice left, right?
You have two pie slices.
So
We
we
would
need
have had
the,
one, but we lost one.
we need the magnitude more than we need the.
Yeah. So okay, I was doing the math. I thought we only had 1 slice, so
Yeah.
I thought the extra die.
You're,
but
you're
okay.
-1.
Push
Fine. So you're -1.
Push yourself.
I can't.
The fine weapon pushes you up to 1 pie slice. The assist for magnitude pushes you up to the 2 pie slice.
Right. Okay. 5. So successful
Five
consequence,
you
right?
do it. Yeah, 5 you do it, but there's consequence. Suffer. Oh, I could have you do a reduced effect. Oh my god, what time is it? Oh, 10 minutes. Can you guys get a pie slice in 10 minutes?
It all depends on if I can
We
roll
still have to
something
wrap
higher
up,
than I
too.
have.
Okay, so here's the thing. I'm going to reduce the effect.
Okay.
So, and I'm not just being a dick. Being a dick back.
Let me blow on the dice before you throw them.
So here the out of character reason is I want to see
Yeah, no, no,
Wayne's plan.
Yeah.
But you took it. You loosened the lid, right?
You don't have to
So-
explain yourself to me. You're in charge. You
Right.
know how I feel about the game master.
Yep.
You made a decision. I'm in.
So you charge in. You've got your boarding axe. How is Janny helping him? A shiv from the darkness,
Distortion.
anything.
Yeah, just like right at the last minute, she like just rolls right in front of him, so the shadow cloak kind of like passes over his eyes.
Yeah. So he's like ready to just intercept you. His armor. He has got like a glove. The glove's got spikes on it. He is just going to meet your face with it. And you just whip the shadow cloak around, and it is like a flow of water passes in front of him, which fucks you up, but it doesn't matter because you have so much momentum behind you, and you slam as hard as you can into him, sends him flying. Like one of the armor plates comes up to meet you, and you slice the mechanical arm off it and send it onto the ground. You knock him and the mount or the backpack off the mount, and he's like wheeling backwards, and you carry on into like a tool chest and just scatter. You're just like everywhere.
Probably drop my axe.
Oh,
someplace,
yeah.
skittering across the floor. Yeah.
He's kind of whirling, and he hits the ground, and then all of a sudden, and the backpack, blue electric smoke starts coming out of it, and the light in the room kind of goes, and the weird shadow effects start to go away. You guys, instead of being invisible in the room, it's more like the Predator sort of distortion thing as the
like a shimmer.
Yeah, there's the electrophasmic fuel sort of syncs up as this thing starts churning a battery and turns on. And this guy he sits up, and one of the arms is sparking. It's one of the rear ones. He's still got the two in front. They're covered in the phasmic oil, which is now glowing on the metal plates. And he stands up, and the stilt legs are coming down and clamping to his lower legs, which are armored, which allows him to stand up. Now, this guy is beat to shit. What are you doing?
All right. I'm giving this everything I've got. I'm taking an ability, Battleborn,
Okay.
which lets me use of special armor to push myself.
Okay.
So I can get an extra die to skirmish.
You don't have anything left.
Come here, Wayne. Let me kiss him.
And I pulled out the Fear the Boot dice.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. You took the Battleborn one? That's
I
so
took
cool.
Battleborn.
And this is his last stress.
So
This is my
good.
last stress.
Is anyone going to assist?
Oh, yeah, I'll assist. I still have a cloak.
All right.
Okay. So you're going to do like the distortion thing?
I'm going to throw the cloak on him.
All right. So I have 4 dice.
Or at him.
Okay.
So far today, I've rolled a 1, a 3, and 3 2s.
Yeah, but I kissed him.
6! The way I picture this, he's coming really slow. All this is ready for these fast things.
Yeah.
He reaches in, grabs the guy's neck. The guy's looking at him.
Right.
Doesn't even realize
he's
it.
dazed.
And just pop.
Yep.
Snaps his neck inside the armor.
Everybody is it like you're out?
Yeah.
Right? You're 1, 2, out. You are back observing, with your deputy, making sure everything's nice, legit.
Correct.
Marcus of Queensberry rules, my good man.
Somebody has to write these reports, and
Everything's
that
very
requires a witness. And I don't think the other one was going
Booker
to make
is
it.
comic relief.
The thing about all the hunters in all the games is that the hunters are useless and usually comic relief, but the pets are fucking murder, badass, awesome.
Well, where the hunters are really good, too, is when you need a sniper.
Yeah, it's the shooting.
Yeah, it seems
So we're in a great spot for him to do anything.
Yeah, I say close-in fighting like this
No,
was
it's
a
not your
real
thing.
limit to what I could do.
Yeah,
So-
I never expected you to like roll up and start punching people like something.
Right.
Plus,
So-
you can't shoot that fucking gun in here. It's enormous.
Right. So here's what happens. So, you're
guns are for
out.
dogs.
This guy's reeling, but the armor is turning on, and he is going to rise up kind of like out of your reach, at which point he can start doing things if he doesn't bleed out. And right as the armor is starting to clamp around his legs, you see Worth coming in from the side, because where you stabbed him, where your knife broke off in him, he's like leaning, trying not to move his shoulder, because of the intense pain, and so his head is like looking away. Worth sees this. He's coming around from this angle, and the guy's about to like turn, and then you come up from the other side, move your hands to kind of blow away the smoke of the cloak, and you're just right in front of him. Hi. And he turns around, at which point Worth is there, goes, crack, hi, and then drops him dead.
I
Nice.
spit on him.
And that's game. Oh, wait, no. There's a prologue. Epilogue, sorry. So, you guys are, breathing, beat up, but you've won. You have won. The camera shows you guys picking up your wounded, moving them out, and so the aftermath.
I'm wiping dirt off Jenny's face.
The camera
I'm wiping
pans.
dirt on.
The camera pans past between these two, like, doing their thing, back down the street, back down to the candy shop, down the hole, into the sewers, past you guys. I need you guys to turn these around. I don't know what your fucking names are.
Sorry.
That's all right. Okay, past Jack, Alexander, past Uncle Treacle, past Reggie. To the side, where you just see Proust walking into this corridor that, from the camera's angle, goes off to the right, holding up this thing, the lights all fucked up, swirling, and faces are in it, and it's like screaming but not making any noise, and he's saying this shit, and there's a variety of reactions from the crew on this barge. Somebody's yelling, "Shoot him!" There's two guys who are jumping over the side of the boat, running away from Pride. This is all happening at the same very slow motion. And there is one person in back who has this cloak, and it's like the cloak is greased. It's shiny, but it's black and shiny, and you can see the buttons on it were brass, and they're kind of like corroded. And the person kind of has this greasy hair. They're very short. They run their hand through their hair. And he looks at you and goes, "Dream time." And he goes like this, and a bottle flies from his hand and hits the ground. And a smoke fills the entire chamber. And that's game.
Well, shit.
And who is that guy?
The Sandman.
That was an awesome end to the fight.
Yeah, that was really, really fun. So I guess my first question is that who has a superhero version of this? Like, where is the street level X-Men, Spider-Man noir? Like, I mean, I know you can do it with this book as is, because I'm going to do Band of Blades, but 40K.
Sure.
But I want a superhero version of this.
Yeah,
so desperately.
So there's superhero powered by the Apocalypse games.
Yeah, the closest is Mask, which is superhero power. But
it's not this feel.
And Powered by the Apocalypse is a little different than Forged in the Dark stuff. I think that one of the... I don't know.
I'm assuming we're going to hand these into you.
Not my character sheet.
All right, I'll hold on to it.
Masks is not as vicious as...
Right. Well, there's Mask, but the thing with Forged in the Dark stuff is I've noticed that, I mean, people tend to do dark games. I mean, it's in the name, I get it, and the root of it is this, so I understand. But, yeah, I don't know of any major games that are Forged in the Dark that are like, we're playing Spider-Man, do a backflip, sort of, type of game.
Yeah, you change your harms and your consequences and stuff.
Yeah,
and turn it, or you just fucking do Invincible or The Boys, or you just go.
Think about the rep system.
If it doesn't exist, you should just make it.
Mm-hmm. Think about the rep system.
It's an open license.
Well, the rep system is not about how badass you are; it's how popular you are, or how infamous you are. That's what. So the game. What did you guys think of the game? What do you guys think of the change? And
I'm always a big fan of playing, doing an NPC episode or NPC session, because it gives life to the. Now we know when we're playing our regular characters, what the dynamic is between the two women, and why in the hell do we have an upstanding hunter guy that hangs around with us?
It's going to make us really appreciate our characters, because our characters have skills and we're rolling more dice. That was the frustrating thing about these, because these characters have
nothing.
We didn't go through the character creation for them because they're not characters, so we didn't have extra dots we put in things.
Right.
But we had no skills.
But we could also make mistakes, right?
Yeah.
Like with Alexander, I felt like I have an emotional investment, even though it is a minor one. And I'm sure that will grow now that we're playing physically. But with Big Garrett, like, I didn't know.
Yeah.
And
you like him, but you're not in love with him.
I was free in a sort of way where I was like, well, if I get a fucking trauma, I kind of don't care.
Right.
So let's lean into this cutter thing and see how dangerous we can get.
I'm going to totally agree with that. It is, even though I walked out of this game completely untouched, it definitely does create.
I love Booker. Booker, I have to say, Dan, that was a good characterization. That was fun. I like Booker. He didn't do shit.
No, he didn't.
He's the old man who didn't do shit.
He talked the most before we started.
Shit.
An old freaking wasp, an old cracker just keeps fiddling up.
But when you guys get back to base, he's going to play himself up as the hero.
Well,
he's a dramatic.
I don't know. As much of a mess that they made of the police station.
Oh yeah, you might not.
I'm almost thinking they could kind of use a deputy now. Like if I just flip a desk over and start doing paperwork, like.
You're the man on the inside.
I'm the man on the inside now, and
Inspector.
yeah. Is there even a term for that in the game, like a gray coat or something like that?
So there's two kinds of police.
There's blue coats.
Yeah, there's two kinds of police. There's the blue coats and the inspectors. So the inspectors are like the detectives, and they actually have a reputation for not being bad guys. They're like actually trying to do good.
It's like South African police.
Yeah. They're
no. My brother lived there for years, dude. It's fun. I know. Yeah, we got pulled over for driving while white. It was amazing because it happened fucking twice. But anyway.
But yeah, the inspectors are. I mean, obviously there's nuance and stuff, and they're not all the same. But generally speaking, they're the ones who don't take bribes. They're not corrupt, and they're trying to do good. Except there's not very many of them. Whereas the blue coats are the largest gang in Duskwall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why we don't feel bad about what we just did.
Right.
Yeah, I particularly, when you handed me another cutter, it's like, okay, I want to do a different cutter.
Mm.
So if I'm going to be a cutter, this is not going to be a big muscular guy. This is going to be a finesse fighter.
Yeah.
He is a fighter, but he's not the big strong guy. And if he were a character I was playing, I would have built up like Sway and Consort. He sees himself as a ladies' man.
Yeah.
That did not roll that this time at all. But
so like the opposite of your character.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So on the way here, I was debating with myself, like, because I purposely made all of the members of the cohort have a direct connection in some way with each one of your guys. So my question was, do I give Dr. Proust the Dr. Proust character, which was Big Garrett? Or do I have people play opposites of each other? And so I was thinking of it, but at the end of the day, what decided for me is I had to give Dan Booker. I just knew Dan would take off with Booker. So I'm like, well, I can't give people one for one. I have to break it up. So I'm going through the list, and that was my prep before the game, was assigning the characters to the different players. And Wayne was at the bottom of the list, and when I got to the bottom of the list, I'm handing them out, and I'm like, fuck. It just came out that I have to give Wayne a cutter.
I've played the game enough to know, though, that every character, there are different kinds of cutters. There are different kinds of whispers. There are different kinds of tinkers. And I could
all cutters are hot, Wayne.
Even being a cutter, I could do something different with it.
Well, and the thing that I was like, okay, there is something built into the character that I think Wayne will like, so I talked it up a bit, which is the love triangle.
Yeah.
Like, he is completely in love.
Yeah, I'm actually really interested to see where that goes.
Yeah.
And see if, like, Mabel's just not really leading on, because there's nothing really happening there, but, like, kind of leading Reggie on. I hope not.
I like that, like I said, he's, as far as he's concerned, he's got one up on Reggie because he knows the real Mabel.
Right.
And for him, that's his, I'm better than Reggie. I know the real her.
Yeah, I don't know if Reggie would be upset if she was a criminal, but it kind of would. It would kind of ruin his vision of her.
Well,
because she's the good girl.
Yeah, Reggie puts her on a pedestal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he found out that she was actually this, like, underground fucking gambling boss.
Yeah. I gotta say,
I don't know if he'd be proud or it'd be more like, oh my god, we have so much more in common than I thought. Because I like to think that he probably tries to be better for her.
Yeah.
And instead, if she's kind of like him, it works better.
I never saw it coming. That was an awesome twist. The moment she starts yelling, it gives you that, what the hell?
Yeah.
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 I've been thinking about this all month.
Yeah, because when you said Mabel, I was like, huh?
Mabel, no, she's so sweet.
Yeah, I was like, that doesn't, I mean, whatever. Maybe I was high. I'll shut up.
Yeah,
I mean, okay, there's no maybe about it. I'll just shut up.
I liked how the main crew thinks of her as this, like,
sweet cleaning girl.
Or just or nothing.
Yeah,
She's
you know?
oblivious.
The shop girl, yeah.
Yeah,
She's not nothing. You take that back.
Right.
But then the other crew's like, she's the boss.
Yep. I love the idea of that the Jawbreakers, they're the real deal. Yeah. They're building a criminal empire, they're the professionals, they're building up this rep, but then the interns and the shopkeepers are running an underground gambling ring under their thing because the Jawbreakers' criminality covers their crime.
Yeah.
They can do
They're
that.
also benefiting from things that we do, like them going into the police station after we kind of like rustled them up a bit. So.
Well, and the funny thing is, I get this idea of the way we've kind of described it. They're actually more successful than the Jawbreakers because
as a game,
they're keeping it simple.
Yeah,
right.
They're not trying to do the big jobs.
Well, like
they're just running a simple gambling business and it's bringing in money.
Like Reggie and Jack aren't super ambitious, but they work for those that are. Is the thing. Treacle's super ambitious.
Yeah.
Proust is ambitious and
Proust ambitious.
He's ambitious in his own way.
In his own way.
Yeah. So like.
He's not money motivated, but he is ambitious.
It's definitely like you have people that are we're just muscle. So like if they're not really ambitious, they're just trying to make a living. It sounds like. Yeah.
What is neat is there are questions. This game makes open questions now that I don't have the answers to, and I'm not going to answer. Does Treacle know about the cohorts underground gambling ring?
He's too connected not to.
There are some things, you know. I mean, you
right
don't
under
know.
his nose, man.
But his sights are so high, right?
It's right in his face.
I mean, Booker is funny and he's weird and all that sort of stuff. But there's an open question: did Treacle betray Booker?
Did Booker betray Treacle?
Or did Booker betray Treacle? What is the? I mean, it's an open secret, right? Like everybody on the block has an opinion and speculating, and all these rumors and stories. But Booker and Treacle aren't talking. I don't know what the truth is. I don't know if Treacle betrayed Booker. I don't know if Booker believes he was betrayed or not. I don't know if Treacle knows Booker is robbing him, basically, or if he is robbing him, or if it's just a bunch of talk. So that's like an interesting dynamic. That's something you guys are going to have to figure out.
So I don't know if these guys get project clocks per se.
No, they don't.
But
okay.
But doesn't the cohort though get one as a whole? That's
okay. So you guys can have the gang have like a project clock that you guys contribute to that can be around that can involve the cohort. Also, remember, you can have multiple characters. In fact, the game is kind of designed for you to have multiple characters because the game grinds your characters down to a nub.
Yeah.
So
you're supposed to switch out.
Yeah, you don't have to. But yeah, you're kind of supposed to switch out characters. So basically, you guys can bring one of these dudes up from the minors and play him, and then we make him into a real character.
Yeah.
And then when you're done, they go back down to the minors, and you bring back your other character.
So, like, if one gets hurt bad enough or something.
Yeah.
Or gets put in jail.
Yeah. Exactly.
Because you don't necessarily have to retire them, right?
No, you don't. In fact, there's a style of play where basically you do what Dan did with Booker. Don't take any chances, stay out of trouble, help where you can, but you don't make any desperate rolls, and if you don't make any desperate rolls, you don't get hurt.
No.
You don't get any experience, but you don't bomb your stress, nor do you get hurt. I've had a couple of people play that tactic. And remember, the characters, when they advance, it's not about making the characters more powerful, it's just expanding your tool set.
My tinker was like that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to roll desperate rolls. I tried to avoid it because I rolled really poorly. And he was trying to help everyone else to do. He wasn't a fighter. Everyone else was the fighter.
Right.
I am kind of curious and excited to see what happens to these characters.
Mm-hmm.
Little Garrett definitely wants a piece of Big Garrett.
So my impression of Booker at this point is he's probably, because the Bluecoats have gotten their ass kicked twice, they're losing control of this area, which means they're going to be more likely to make questionable decisions. Infiltrate them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man on the inside.
Yeah, they've lost their tall boy, so having if they really believe that they've got a big game hunter with a freaking, what may be the last tiger on Earth on a leash, then maybe they'd take that or bite at it and have him filling out paperwork or some shit. And so it's the man on the, because that's really what Proust was trying to do with the cohort long term, was just be this cancer that runs through society. This is the front end of the creation of Spectre or something like that, or Thrush.
But yeah, so
I like it. I wish we had played this before I first ran Blades in the Dark, because I mean Band of Blades. Because when I was doing the fantasy game, I understood the game and I ran it, and then I went back and I watched the game designer do play tests, and I was like, okay, I really didn't do anything wrong, but it didn't click with me. So having a couple sessions under my belt as a player will be much more comfortable running it in the future.
Well,
the system's fun.
I said, I don't know what video game systems you've got, but if you can grab the video game Dishonored plus Dishonored 2, that's what this is loosely based on, is the Dishonored.
Ridiculously cheap on Steam.
Thief Deadly Shadows.
Even right now, I think is pretty cheap.
Yeah,
you can get both games under $10 together.
Can I walk into the middle of an Uruk-hai stronghold and be like, I don't care if you sound the alarm, or whatever?
You can teleport all over the fucking place, shoot a shit ton of like darts at somebody's face while you slow time, move around somewhere else, possess a rat.
Okay, all right, you got me.
Start time again, kill that guy, summon rats to eat somebody else, all in the span of like 5 seconds.
All right, you got me.
You can do it's
fight
free form. It's like free form. Like you're given a sandbox level basically. You're told what you need to do, and you have a ton of options to get there.
And
like a ton.
If you go around killing people, the game fundamentally changes.
Yeah.
If you stealth past stuff and don't kill people, the game is fundamentally different.
Yeah, it's got kind of a Deus Ex vibe like that.
Cool. Yeah.
It's not that deep, but it's
that sort of thing.
Yeah.
There are
you have
different
choice.
You have choice and strategy and builds.
That
and
granny chick, the
witch.
The witch, yeah. Oh, do you ever try and kill her?
There's so many cool missions. Like, any of the beginning of the game's kind of slow.
I'll work around about video games too much. We'll go ahead and sign this one.
Well, okay, so I have one more question for you guys.
Yeah.
And it's a trivia question.
Okay.
What movie was this game based on? I don't mean Blades of the Dark. What movie was this session based on? What movie did I base this session on? It's not Seven Samurai, even though I'm wearing a t-shirt. Nor is it you, Jimbo.
Let me ask you a counter question. Is this a movie I would know?
Possibly.
So all I can think of is Assault on Precinct 13.
Got it. John Romero, Assault on Precinct 13. Which is a fantastic movie, by the way.
Well, yeah, and you've said Precinct 13 like 20 times.
Yep.
I didn't know if this was going to be like some like South Korean sort of film.
No, it's a
maybe a great film, but
1979 or something like that.
Have you seen I Saw the Devil?
No.
Wow.
John Romero?
No, it's the same guy that did Ichi the Killer. South Korean.
I did not like Ichi the Killer.
It's not for me.
Yeah.
But
I saw that. Yeah, with no, I haven't seen it.
It's messed up.
The Assassin.
Yeah. It's super. I don't even talk about it on the mics.
All right. Well.
Wow.
Holy.
Wow.
We've gone too far for Brodar.
Well, it's got
a lot of body horror.
It's got my trigger. Right. It's super rapey.
Well, so
yeah.
Thanks everybody for listening.
Yeah. We'll catch y'all next time.
Later.